All right. We're live on Tap Sports for the night game, Sunday Night Football. Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys. Packers come into this game as 6.5-point favorites. Obviously, I'm a Lions fan. I'm rooting for the Cowboys. Should come as no shock to anybody. It's a divisional opponent, Green Bay Packers. We got the dub already today. Chicago got the dub today. Minnesota lost. So we can gain some ground here, be in sole possession of first place with the Packers loss. Not expecting it, but hoping for it. Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys, Packers to receive it. What up, everybody? Good to see everybody over on TikTok and YouTube. We're ready to go. Out in Jerry World, Cowboys, Packers. Here's the kickoff. Caught at the 1-yard line, returned out to the 31, where the Packers and Jordan Love, Jaden Reed and company will start their first possession of the game. Josh Jacobs out of the backfield, Romeo Dobbs, Dontavian Wicks, Matthew Golden, the talented rookie out of Texas. What up, Senator? Good to see you in the house. All right, Jordan Love will start out a shotgun on 1st and 10 here for the Packers on their opening possession from the 31-yard line. Kraft in motion. They're going to swing it out to Josh Jacobs. He'll burst through the first line of defense, gain about 5 yards. Hey, go Lions, spicy. Yes, ma'am. Big dub today. Nice and easy. That's the way we like it. Love last week against the Browns in a loss, just so we're clear. 18 of 25, 183 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Did Detroit lose to the Browns? Can't remember. We didn't. 2nd and 6. Now for the Packers. They're going to hand it off. Nothing doing there. Loss at 2. Cowboys stout up front early. Going to bring up a 3rd down and long for Green Bay on their first possession. See if this offense can get it going more than they did last week. Just 10 points against that Browns defense. Holmes just threw for 208 plus yards and 4 touchdowns without his wide receiver 1. League might be cooked when Rice returns. I don't mind that take at all, my friend. You look good today, that's for sure. Defense looked good too out there in Kansas City. Give me a follow if you haven't already. I appreciate you. Thanks for the gift, Spicy. Thanks for that. Love, deep, has 2 receivers out there. 1 catches it. It's Golden. Wide open. Obviously a misunderstanding there on the routes, but either way, either one of them could have caught that. It's Golden, the rookie with the big catch. What up, Jameer Gibbs? Again. Good to see you in the house, my friend. Golden with the big catch. Jao Borges out there. Good to see you, my friend. Go Blue, go Lions. Yes, sir. Go Blue right here. Go Lions. Love it. Number 1 offense held to 13 points, and they pulled their quarterback out. Laugh out loud. Oh, yeah, it was a butt whooping. You can call me Rye, by the way. All right, will do. I'll remember that. Nice to meet you, Rye. It's been a while. It has, my friend. I'm back in the mix here. Swings it out to Kraft on this play. Go forward for about 7. 2nd and 3 up and coming. Good to have everybody here. Thanks for watching the game with me. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. The Packers already working early. I'm rooting for the Cowboys, just so we're clear. Everybody knows that. Need a Lions win. We need to win the division. Every loss helps for the Packers, but not expecting it today, especially after losing to Cleveland last week. Crazy fashion. Josh Jacobs is going to take this carry. Nice run defense early on for the Cowboys. They're going to stop them for another loss. Loss of 1 there. 3rd down up and coming. On the last 3rd down, they went deep to Matthew Golden. Wicks and Golden were both out there. A little miscommunication, but Golden comes down with it. Hate them both. Can't they tie? sure wish so. We'll take that. We would take that. It is possible. Jackson Dart for the dub, yeah. Oh, they ended up winning that game? I didn't end up, catching up with that. I know it was 21-18. So they finished the game. They beat the Chargers, huh? That's crazy. Crazy. I know Herbert turned the ball over a couple times in his own side of the field. We're gonna do a little screen to Kraft. He might get in. If he doesn't, he's right at it. About a half yard short. Either way, it's a first down for the Packers. What up, Chris? Good to see you in the house, my friend. I'm doing all right. How about yourself? Can't complain. Brandon is in the house. He says, good. What up, Brandon? Good to see you, my friend. All right. Green Bay running huddle up here. No huddle, but there's a flag. It's going to be a false start penalty on the Packers, so that'll back them up 5. First and goal up and coming from the 6. Cheering for the Meteor. Go Lions. That's a good that's a good thing to cheer for. No, we won't wish that on them. Just some L's. First and goal for the Packers. Love's going to line up under center. Jacobs in the backfield. Wicks goes in motion out to the top of the screen. They're going to hand it off to Jacobs. He's got a lane here. Gets out to the 2-yard line, second and goal. Go Eagles, says the Millers. They're looking good. Today I'm just drinking some lemonade. Not gonna lie. This is on tap sports, so I'm supposed to be drinking the good stuff, but like drafts. But I've had a busy week. I've had a weekend full of drinking. So we're gonna take today off. Just go lemonade, old school style. Good lemonade though. Was you back? I remember I used to watch your March Madness streams. Hey, they'll be back again, my friend. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yep, I'm back. Back, back, back on the grind here. To the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Romeo Dobbs. Green Bay strikes first in Dallas. Big play to Matthew Golden down the sideline on a long third down that keeps this drive going. 8 plays, 69 yards, ends in a tutty for the Packers. They'll go up 7-0 early. Crazy Micah playing his former team. Yep. Former team. Yep. It should be interesting. I'm not really a Micah Parsons guy, and I'm definitely not a Micah Parsons guy with when he's with Green Bay. Not gonna lie. Looking forward already for the rematch between Detroit and Green Bay. We're gonna get him next time. We'll get him next time. Same. Last I seen he was in playoffs in 2022. I wanted to see his reaction to the Michigan championship. Yeah, yeah, it was good. I really wish like. I mean, I've told people since they've been here or whatever. I had to leave. Like YouTube was just I mean, wasn't going anywhere or whatever. It was doing me dirty. And, I was going through a divorce. My dad passed away. I was just like, you know, I can't I can't do this anymore. But then really short form content just really kinda I mean, TikTok was already getting popular or whatever, but short form content really started getting popular and YouTube started getting on that bandwagon with shorts and everything. So I can do form videos. I can do that without burning myself out, but I was burning myself out making videos for YouTube, working 5 hours on a video, editing the crap out of it just to get, you know, 400 views. Wild, which in YouTube pay is like $1. DJ Reed out for the season. Is he really? Man, here we go already. Already with the injury. That's crazy. That's a bad loss. Yeah, I saw it was bad. I just didn't know he's tweeting out some stuff like he ain't hurt or whatever, but so I was hopeful, but I don't know. I meant to check X and see what they were saying on there. It was such a huge get for us, in the off season, and now that already happens, huh? Oh, he yeah. Yeah, that could be so, Jimmy. How's it going? Going great, my friend. How about yourself? Good to see you in the house. And Chris says, "Well, I'd say they want it for your dad." Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm sure he would have loved to see that. It wasn't long after he passed that they did. Made it happen, man. I'm telling you, JJ McCarthy, ice in his veins, made it happen. We might be there again in a couple years if Bryce can just learn to put some touch on the passes or whatever. He's definitely got the confidence to get us there. I think we could compete for a championship again soon. I mean, last year we were 8-5 without the forward pass all year. So, I think we definitely could be good. This year is gonna be more of a tune-up year. Just do a little better than last year, hopefully. Look a little better, get Bryce some reps. Anything else is icing on the cake, in my opinion. Did you hear what happened? We can't go in a post. Wait, what do you mean? Can't go in a post. Expand upon that. Like, talking about something about YouTube? Alright, 7 to nothing. Packers score first on their first possession, 8 plays, 69 yards on the drive, and now the Cowboys are gonna try to match that here. Turpin's gonna take it out. He stutters a little bit and gets out to the 28. That's where Dak Prescott and company will start this drive. Thanks for being here. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Chris says, "I feel like if McCarthy played against Georgia in that playoff game, they could have had a better chance personally." I agree. I don't think we would have won. Georgia that year, Georgia was better than even the next year when they won it, but or was it the next year? Yeah, next year when they won it, when they beat the Blakes off of TCU. Handoff to Javonte Williams, left side. He'll gain 3, 2nd and 7 up and coming. What's Reed saying? Because there is no update online. On X, he's just like, it's just vague messages like, or like tweets that are like, to God be all the glory, that kind of stuff or whatever. Um, but it just doesn't seem like he's like saying anything about his injury, which is weird. Thanks for sharing the live, Andrew. Appreciate you. Hopefully it's not season ending. I mean, we can do weeks or whatever, but we just can't get in that situation. Injuries are going to happen. It's going to take place. Like you got to be ready for it, but we can't have the kind of injuries we had last year. 3rd and 4 for the Cowboys up and coming. 7-0 Green Bay with the early lead. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad get. Lions haven't been very aggressive when we had our injuries last year. We stayed pretty quiet in that front. Obviously, we got Williams going the outside. He can't get around the corner. He's going to be stopped on 3rd and 4 on the pitch out, and Dallas is going to have to punt. All right, well, I'll have to go, my friend. Why are people weird? Astros cannot go in the postseason down that chair. Yeah, Tigers lost again today. Couldn't even win the division. Said he should be cleared from off-season neck surgery October 1st. Yeah, I just don't know if the Lions like all we did last year was get Zadarius with all those injuries or whatever. We don't tend to get aggressive for that, but who knows? Oh, I didn't even know Lamar Jackson left with a hamstring injury. I'm just now seeing that on ESPN. That's interesting. Playoffs, Tigers and Guardians, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock on Tuesday. I might think about calling that. I could probably make it happen. Tigers are the favorite in that one, but that's Scooble pitching. My Pats are back. They look good. I'm not gonna lie about that. There wasn't anyone of Samuel Jr. caliber on the free agent wire last year. Yeah, it's just we had those talks about Hendrickson and a couple others or whatever, and we didn't end up actually going, making anything happen. Dude's watching Green Bay crying the Lions have no chance, LMAO. What are you talking about? I didn't say the Lions don't have a chance. I just said we don't need to be getting injured. Yankees and Red Sox gotta play each other, that's pretty interesting. Dodgers and Reds, so the Reds did sneak in there. Cubs and Padres, man, there's some good series. Go Pack go, best of luck to you, my friend. I'm not rooting for 'em today. "Love the Lion," says Brittany. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got good taste, I can see. Content says, "Go Lions." Yes, sir. Go Lions. Steelers defense got it done again. Yeah, they look good. Look real good against Minnesota. Appreciate that. We needed that. Everyone was holding their breath when Hutchinson was down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He definitely aggravated it, if only for a second. I tore both my ACLs, and whenever something would happen, I would kind of for a second flinch and just kinda, like, be like, "Did it happen again? Did something happen again?" So, I can see that taking place. He's got rods in his legs, for goodness sake. How about those Chiefs? They look great today. Feel bad for the Ravens and Lamar. I wouldn't feel bad. They just played poorly today. I don't like KC. Yeah, neither do I. We get to play him in a couple weeks. Browns need a new quarterback. They got a ton. They got a lot to choose from, just nobody great. No great options. When Amon-Ra faked the hammy, I was losing it. Oh, yeah, that was funny. People were freaking out. I didn't go for it. He does that kind of stuff all the time. Jordan Love will be under center on this one. Gonna roll out, throw out for the first down. That's Dobbs, who caught the touchdown pass earlier. He'll get all the way out to the 32-yard line. First down, Packers. Lions for the win. Yes, ma'am, Brittany. So the only reason the Ravens lost was because Lamar got injured. No, Lamar got injured way late. Hey, y'all look great, but can we talk about Judkins? That dude is going to be a star. Yeah, I should have drafted him. He was on my like in fantasy. He was definitely on my radar because I saw enough of him to know how good he was in college. Even if Amon goes out, Lions still win 11 games. Yeah, but we can't be losing players like that. Not this year, man. We need to stay healthy. We had a lot of injuries today, but most of them came back. Jacobs takes the carry, goes forward for 7 yards. 2nd and 3 up and coming. Dallas getting picked apart pretty early here. Held him to a 3rd and long early in the possession last time around, but been downhill ever since. Just thinking if Cleveland didn't throw Mayfield in the trash. Yeah. Yeah, that was Mayfield turned it around real quick, didn't he? Hey, Ray, good to see you, Samuel. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Samuel. Appreciate you, my friend. Over on YouTube. I'm on YouTube as well, guys. YouTube and TikTok. Also, and Instagram and Facebook. Also, my cat team won today too. Let's go Jaguars. Yeah, they did. Had a big win on the road in San Francisco. Golden on the reverse, making a couple shifty moves. He gets out to the 42-yard line. First down, Packers. Don't care for the Denver Broncos. Why? Who? I don't know about that. I don't mind them. I like Bo Nix. Thoughts on the end of the Bears game? So I was resting after calling some games or whatever, but I caught like a little bit of it. They blocked the field goal at the end, right? Big win for the Bears. I mean, couldn't lose. Can't lose against Vegas a game like that. That'd be a bad loss, even if it's the Bears. But I think Bears are starting to get something going. Caleb's got to play better than he did today, though. Bo Nix is playing so bad this season. Yeah, defense is good though. So a lot of times that'll help you play better. Don't have to force throws. Don't have to sit there playing from behind. Pin this for no reason. Can I pin it? Sure can. There you go. Appreciate everybody over on TikTok, over on YouTube. Give me a follow if you haven't already. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar, watching Sunday Night Football Packers versus Cowboys. Thanks for following, my friend. Appreciate that. Love under center on 2nd and 10. Hands it off to Jacobs, who makes a cut inside, gets out to the 50, 4 yards short of the first down. 3rd and 4 up and coming. There's a penalty. At least Caleb can still play the clutch that he needs to be. Yeah, I agree with that. I needed more out of him today. He's on my fantasy team. He's running for his life to start of the game. The fact he played well as he did is surprising. Okay. See, I didn't see enough of that to know that he was under pressure and all that stuff. So that makes sense. He's had better days for sure. I just kept looking at his stat line and his fantasy points, and they were not of use to me. Holding on Green Bay, so it'll be 2nd and 18. 5:30 left in the first quarter. Green Bay has a 7-0 lead off the first opening drive. Scored a touchdown, stopped Dallas pretty easily, and got the ball back. Love now, 2nd and 18, rolls out right side, being chased, throws it out of bounds to live to fight another day. Crosby was a game wrecker to the fullest definition today. Oh, yeah, that he does that a lot. He makes a habit out of that. I had Genty and DK on mine, so honestly, I'm happy overall. I didn't know Genty had a good day, but I knew DK did. They got him started early. All right, here we go. 3rd and 18. Cowboys got him in right where they want him. We'll see what Green Bay does here. They go conservative like a lot of teams do on 3rd and 18. They don't have anybody in the backfield with Love, so it doesn't look like they will unless they throw a little screen pass. And they will. It's a little dump off, but they're going to get really close to the first down, just 2 yards short, gain of 16 right there. Leon Williams found a seam. And LaFleur might go for this. He had all 3 touchdowns. Nice. Nice. He's a beast. He's a beast. I thought he maybe should have won Heisman last year. I don't mind it going to Travis Hunter, but Genty was pretty pretty unprecedented. All right. They will go for it on 4th and 2. It's Love and shotgun. Jacobs is not in the game with them. They're gonna let the clock run out. They're just gonna take the delay game? Yes. They're not gonna go for it. They're gonna punt it. Lions fan all day right here. Saginaw and what? Iron Mountain representing. Yes, sir. Lions fan all my life over here, but I'm from South Carolina. My dad's from Michigan. Michigan. Let's go Lions. Yes, man. Yes. Dub. Another win. 3-1. Man, we're having some good seasons. Just gotta get that one, get to the Super Bowl at least. Still can't. Still tough looking back on that 17-point lead at the half over San Francisco. 100s across the board. Good to see you guys, my friend. Hit that like button if you don't mind. This is On Tap Sports. Obviously a Lions fan. Rooting for the Cowboys here. Caught at the 10-yard line. Turpin. Dallas's next possession will start there when we get back from AT&T Stadium in Dallas. I've been there. Not inside it, but there. Hey, Samuel, good to see you over on YouTube. Would you cry if we made the Super Bowl? I think I would cry if we won the Super Bowl. If we made the Super Bowl, I'd just be confused and try to figure out what's going on here. Campbell got to learn to play situational aggressive in the playoffs, or he'll never make a Super Bowl. I disagree with that. I think if you talk to Lions fans, they'll be pretty 50-50. Some people will agree with you, some people will disagree with you. I like at this point, I've gotten so numb and used to what Dan Campbell does, and to me, it works more than it doesn't work. So I'll take it. I'll take it. And I definitely see where you're coming from though, because when we lost to San Francisco in the NFC Championship, that's probably the most mad I've ever been. That's probably the most mad I've ever been in him because I do think we should have taken the field goals in those situations. So I get what you're saying, but you live and die by it. LaFleur is trying to be like Dan Campbell. Well, he's punting, so not so much. In the playoffs, it's a lot different than regular season. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, last year has nothing to do with any of that. Last year was just the defense was absolutely depleted. We gave up 45 points to Washington. I mean, we weren't going to win that game. We weren't going to win that game. We needed to stay healthy. We lost too many starters. I mean, it was just terrible. Who you riding with? Arrow. Wait, what's that mean? I'm not. Oh, you're on your second channel, Samuel Wilkinson. Wilkinson. Nice. Appreciate you on both channels, Sam. I'm down 20. I have Justin Fields and Dobbins left. Okay. He has Tyreek. Do you think I win? Tyreek against the Jets, let's say he goes for, mm, let's just say 12. It'd be 32 points for Fields and Dobbins. Fields against Miami. I think Fields could get 18. Dobbins would then have to get 14 point something to win. I'm gonna say you lose. I'm gonna say you lose. Rooting for you though. I don't think Dobbins will get 14. I don't know. Cincinnati. He's had some good games too. I'm gonna lose because a moron in my fantasy league traded at the beginning of the season, traded uh Jamar he gave this guy gave Jamar Chase and Tank Bigsby for Puka Nakua and Christian McCaffrey, which I thought was a completely one-sided trade, and it proved to be true today because I played against Puka and Christian McCaffrey, and they got 53 total points combined between the two of them. And they're mad at me because I'm mad that that trade didn't get vetoed. The season hadn't even started yet, and one guy traded his first and 10th draft pick for a first and second draft pick. How's that fair? That's what the veto button's for. I don't know if Fields is playing. Cincinnati might be the only defense worse than Chicago and Dallas. Yeah, they're pretty bad. I can definitely see Dobbins going for 14 at least there. Prescott gets it to Javonte Williams for the first down. Dallas gonna need to stay in the game, stay in this game. They were 6.5 point underdogs coming into it. Do you think Aiden Hudson will win comeback player of the year? Yeah, if he as long as he stays healthy. I can't think of somebody that will probably have a better year than him in that situation. Go Lions, yes sir. Go Lions, career. Thanks for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. Sad game for the Colts. Yeah, that was a rough one. Sad day. Sad game for Adonai Mitchell. As a Bears fan, our defense is so horrid. Yeah, they could be bad. Bears are looking better though. Bears are looking better. I think they could have a future ahead of them if they just kind of be patient. Like the Ben Johnson hire, obviously. I was so scared when he went down today. Yeah, me too. Definitely lost my breath for a second there. That's how everything started last year with an Aiden injury. 2nd and 5 now for the Cowboys at the 26-yard line of their own. 2:20 remaining in the first. Green Bay up 7-0. They scored a touchdown on their opening drive after a long pass to Matthew Golden on 3rd and long. Play action. Dak looking deep. Nobody there. Oh, almost tipped into the hands of Turpin. But it'll fall incomplete. 3rd and 5 up and coming. Hey, Ray just got me in my blue. Yeah, let me get you over on YouTube. Good to see everybody here. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. We're watching Green Bay and Dallas. CD Lamb, of course, out for this one. 3rd and 5. Here we go. Javonte in the backfield with Dak Prescott in shotgun. He looks left, finds his man. It's Ferguson, but he's not going to get there. They'll have to punt. There you go, my friend. I got you. I got you, Samuel. Hutch will definitely win comeback player of the year, probably by a landslide, barring any uncharacteristically bad year. Yeah, I agree. I agree. He could have been on pace to win defensive player of the year last year, the way he was starting. Thanks for the gifts, my friend. Appreciate y'all. Green Bay's going to call a timeout. You're welcome, Samuel. He was in the lead when he went. Probably has 20 plus sacks if he was healthy. Yeah. I mean, he was on a roll. Just got a motor on him, man. I knew, obviously, I'm a Michigan fan, so I'm biased, but I knew when we drafted him. It's just, you just don't see many guys like him. He's got all the talent in the world. He's got a bunch of different moves. But on top of that, just the motor. The motor is always gonna be a problem. If you're a defensive end and you have a motor, it'll pan out. That's why guys like Crosby and Hutchinson are the way they are. Because eventually tackles are gonna take plays off every now and then. They're not gonna tell you they're taking plays off, but they're tired, they're worn out. So if you got a motor, you can get right around them. Just seems like he just always gives 100% every play. I don't think you can say that about every player, whether they wanna say it or not. Dallas will not go for it. They were trying to draw on all sides, but they're gonna punt it. Can we all agree that Crosby desperately needs out of Vegas? Laugh out loud. Poor guy been suffering over there. Yeah, he wanted the lines for the longest time, but why didn't you write on that the correct way on the wall behind you so we could read it? You know what? I don't like this guy. I never have. How's that, you bum? There you go. I know you can't read, but that's my friend in real life, just so we're clear. How you like that? I forgot to do that, actually, so you just helped me. Anger to punt the ball away on 4th and 6. Gonna hop out to the Green Bay punt returner. He's gonna get out to the 32-yard line. He single-handedly kept him in that game. Yep. About time. I did forget. I got it on YouTube the correct way. We'll go to commercial break. It's 7-0 Green Bay over Dallas. Detroit would be up 14-0 already. But Green Bay just struggles, they got Jordan Love, he's sorry. They had Aaron Rodgers, he's sorry. They had Brett, he was sorry. My friend in the chat is also a Green Bay fan, so I'm just messing around. Green Bay, we boo them, right? Oh, we do. We do. We are not rooting for Green Bay. We're definitely rooting for Dallas here. Do I think it's gonna happen? No, but that's who we're rooting for. Susan on YouTube says, "Hi, all Ray. Go Packers. I'm watching you and season 5 of The Chosen. Came out and crying already. Packers have to win." Oh, that's a good series. I like that. See, we'll always have that in common. That's a good team to root for. Gotcha. Boo cheese. Yeah, boo cheese. Man, I love cheese. To be honest with you. But in this situation, do you know why the Cowboys are America's team? Um, I mean, not particularly. Just the fact that they were winning back in the day or whatever, and everybody kind of jumped on that bandwagon. Of course, and they went. I mean, they just went decade by decade, went doing pretty well most of the time. So that's why they're America's team. Just everybody, bunch of bandwagon fans. Is what it is. They'll never call themselves bandwagon fans because they've been, but they come from a generation of bandwagon fans because they're at home watching the Super Bowl. Oh, okay, I get it. You were doing a joke. That's funny though. That is. Yep, that's me. Is it because they haven't been relevant in 30 years? It is true. It's crazy though. That it flew by. It flew by. Is why. Like I don't even think about the Cowboys like that. I don't dislike the Cowboys like other people do. Where are all these new Lions fans coming from? I've, I've been a Lions fan all my life. I've been a Lions fan all my life. Uh, they weren't here when we were 0-16. I don't know who you're. I'm assuming you're talking about other people. The Cowboys haven't been in the Super Bowl since I was born. Go Birds! And you guys have been to what? How many have you been to? I know you've won too. You lost that one against the Patriots back in the day with McNabb. I do remember Golden Tate. Not you, but in general, yeah, I agree. It happens. It should be a compliment if you got bandwagon fans. If Cooks caught that touchdown pass, the Saints really could have won that game, had them on their heels. Yep, I concur. Big run here by Emmanuel Wilson out to the 41-yard line of the Cowboys. First down, Packers. Thanks for the follow, my friend. A lot of Lions fans have always been there, just not got coverage because they weren't good. Yeah, I've always been here, and I've just never run my mouth like I have been lately, um, because I actually have something to run my mouth about. I wasn't here for 0 and 16, but I was with Miami when they went 1 and 15, so I understand that pain a bit. I don't even know that I that's the first time I've ever heard that Miami went 1 and 15. I didn't know that. You know what year that was? My team can't win a game. We 0 and 4. Uh-oh, who's your team? Because of the cheerleader, says Susan. Nice run there by Wilson after the big play. Surprised they kept him in after that big play. I am a Michigan fan, yep. Titans. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're looking rough. Lost to Houston today, but, got a rookie quarterback, got some things you gotta get over. Every Lions game was packed, even the 0 and 16 season, just like Chicago. Yeah, that's a good thing about being a Lions fan, honestly. We don't have to worry about our team leaving the city. I said that earlier. I mean, we support our teams no matter what. Cowboys, Lions, Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings. 7-0 into the first quarter, Green Bay with the lead. We're going to commercial break. 2007, same year, Patriots and undefeated. Yep. Titans won't win a game playing like they are. I think they'll win. They'll win. OSU going back to back. I can see that. I think there's I think college football has a lot of parity this year. I don't know if there's a clear cut favorite. I think Ohio State's definitely a team that comes to mind of a possibility. Back to back doesn't happen too often though. Obviously, it happened for Alabama plenty and Georgia not too long ago. Or did it happen for I actually don't think it happened too often for Alabama. But Georgia got that back to back. They got to well, Ohio State's got to worry about beating Michigan first. Well, maybe the best Michigan fan I've ever seen, to be honest. I'm just um, a lot of my followers on YouTube, a lot of my subscribers on YouTube are Ohio State fans, and I'll mess with them. I'll run my mouth at them, and they'll run their mouth at me or whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, like, I've done videos in the past on the sports channel YouTube where I picked Ohio State over Michigan. I don't do the whole, like, Desmond Howard thing where I just pick my team or Kirk where I just pick my team. I mean, I'd have never thought Michigan would have won last year. But, yeah, Ohio State, I mean, as soon as they lost to Michigan and I looked at the playoff bracket, I knew they were gonna win last year. I picked them to win before the, playoffs started. I was like, they're gonna have that taste in their mouth, so mad about losing to Michigan or whatever, a team that they definitely should have beat. They should have just passed the ball against us, honestly. They were so Ryan Day was so stubborn trying to run the ball. Our only real forte was up front. Um, so yeah, I just knew they were gonna run through as long as they could get by Oregon, they'll be fine. So in '07, AFC East teams had teams with the best and worst record in the NFL with Fins and Patriots. Interesting. I did not know the Dolphins were 1 and 15 in '07. That's crazy. I also saw today a guy, like, the shortest college football player ever, maybe, I think it said ever, where he was, like, 4'8" or something like that, or I don't know, he was real short, and he played for Rice, the Rice Owls, and I don't recall that at all. Does anybody else? Do y'all recall that? He was, like, 4'8" or something. He was running for Rice. Only only winnable games Titans have left are Las Vegas and Cleveland, both on the road, so I just don't see it. I don't think they'll go 0-16. There's always that one game where people play better and other teams play worse. I think they'll win 2, 3. Lions Super Bowl 2026. I hope so. What do you think happened to Hutch when he went down? I think he just kinda, like, got a rod in there, doesn't he? I mean, I think he just kinda aggravated it for a second and freaked out. Picked off! Diggs with the interception. Love throwing it across the field to the sideline. Easy break for Diggs to make there. There's a flag. It looks like it is on Green Bay. We'll see. Hell yeah, Jason Carter, 4'9". You do remember that. Man, 2013 was a big Jason Carter season. I don't remember that for some reason. Go Lions from Orlando, been a fan since, Alex Karras days. Also a diehard Go Blue fan as well. Yes, sir. Go Blue, go Lions. Appreciate you having being here. Give me a follow if you haven't already. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. Nope. Penalties on Dallas. Penalties on Dallas. Yeah, they were substitution penalties, so they'll Green Bay will keep the ball. Could have been a big play. You need those big plays. Instead, it's a big mistake for the Cowboys, and Green Bay will be at 1st and 10 because he had 1 carry for 1 yard. Laugh out loud is a one play wonder. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just come across my Instagram feed and I'm like, man, I'm happy my Eagles finally beat Tampa Bay. Yeah. Yeah, they did. Tampa Bay has been a thorn in their side. Thanks for the follow, Darren. Appreciate you, my friend. Kraft goes in motion. It's a handoff out here to Williams. He'll get 1 yard. Nothing doing. Cowboys hold. Jeremy says, yeah. 7-0 Packers with the lead in Dallas with 14 minutes left in the second quarter. I was happy Lions won too. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a good win for us today. I I said that, I felt like we would put it on Cleveland pretty bad. We weren't gonna look over Cleveland after they just beat Green Bay. We knew what Green Bay was because they whooped our butts in week 1. Complete on 2nd down, but it'll be 3rd and short up and coming for the Packers. I'm a Texas State fan, so I watch a lot of Texas State, Rice, and UTEP football. Okay, so you knew about that. I'm hoping Green Bay wins, help my Eagles out. Yeah. I need Dallas. I think you should if I was an Eagles fan, I think you should be rooting for Green Bay. I mean, for Dallas. They're not Dallas isn't gonna be a threat to y'all in the division. So Green Bay's more of a threat in the conference. Hi, Brittany. Good to see you, my friend. 3rd and 2, they'll run it with Jacobs. He gets through the first line of defense. 1st down, Packers out to the 21-yard line of the Cowboys, and they're threatening to score again here. Oh. I didn't see the DJ Reed play, so I'll have to check that out. But from what everybody's been telling me, they think he's out for a while. Hamstring is what everybody keeps trying to tell me. I'm usually a wait and see kind of guy. No sense in getting all anxious about it. I already got enough things I'm anxious about in life. Kraft with the catch. He'll gain about 6, but there's a flag on the play. Malik Neighbors is done for the season. Yeah, that I did see. That's a what, ACL probably? I've been there before. I hope he gets better fast. No offense, I'd cheer for anyone playing the Cheeseheads, but I hate Dallas just as much. No, I'm down with that. See, I don't dislike Dallas like I used to, like I said, because they haven't won. I mean, I used to I couldn't stand them back in the day because they were winners. Now they don't win, so I'm like, "Eh, they're just another team." I don't love that they were on my screen all the time for 4 o'clock games, America's game of the week all the time. Like, put somebody else on there. But now I got Sunday tickets, so I don't care. Nothing to do with there. On the screen pass for Green Bay, it'll be 3rd down, or will it be 3rd down? Got a great point, bro. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate that. What's the difference between Waste Management and the Cowboys? Waste Management has more stars. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. It's 2nd and 18. Okay, so there was a penalty on the last play that I missed. I believe we can beat Broncos next week. Wait, who's your team again? Time of possession for the Packers is 13 minutes and 23 seconds. Man. So there's still 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Love back to pass, starts to run, flips it out to Josh Jacobs, who's going to go for the 1st down and more. 1st and goal for the Packers from what? That was a man. Be frustrated to be a Cowboys fan. I don't know how that play did anything. Broncos by 10, says Arrow. Wait, who are they playing? Oh, Eagles and Broncos? That'd be a good one. I don't think the Broncos are gonna beat the Eagles by 10. Isn't this the dude that was oh, yeah. No, I'm not. I don't know why y'all keep asking that. I mean, I'm the guy that wanted to box, not fight, box, but none of the people I called out said it wanted to do it. Oh, yeah, you can hold a follow, go Lions, bro, appreciate you. Touchdown to Dobbs, that's his 2nd of the day on the quick slant. Packers up 14 nothing early. I don't think Broncos will beat Eagles at all. No, I don't think so either. Where's it at? I don't know if it matters anyway, though. Yeah, nice looking route there by Dawes. Beat his man right from the jump. I hope this game doesn't get out of hand. Just so we're clear, I leave streams when it gets out of hand. Like when it gets, I'm not gonna call no boring game. We got y'all got work in the morning. Extra point is blocked, and Dallas is gonna return this for the 2 points. That helps. That helps a little bit. Gets a little bit of momentum going. I can believe my Eagles can beat the Broncos. Yep, I think they will. That's what everyone said about Cleveland versus Green Bay, and look what happened. That's true. Any given Sunday, right? Watching the Chiefs game, Chiefs just look really dominant today. Chiefs do a really good job of showing up for games like that, and Ravens and Bills a lot of times don't. It's been an issue, especially in the playoffs, obviously. But yeah, Chiefs were dominant. Defense was just in Lamar's face all day, and that'll. I mean, he what, fumbled, threw a pick, threw a turnover on downs. Everyone said Dallas was smoking Chicago as well any given Sunday. Yep. Ravens. I didn't say that though. I thought I had Chicago winning that game before he played. Ravens defense need help. Bad injuries are hitting us bad now. Yep. Yeah, you guys did get a lot of injuries. That's all that. I didn't know you were a Lions fan. That's my home team. Yes, ma'am. Go Lions. That's my squad. Lions, Pistons, Tigers, Red Bulls. Michigan. Ravens horrible offensive line and horrible defense, never going to play well. Yeah, that offensive line has been really struggling. I don't know what they're going to do to fix that. It'd be difficult. My Niners in total look horrible. Of course, it's the people the Niners play. Yeah, yeah, they didn't look good today at all. I mean, from what little bit I caught, that one shocked me. I mean, I had to look to make sure Purdy really was back. Michigan for your college team? Yep, right here. Queen helmet. I was born and raised just south of Ann Arbor. Nice, nice. Yeah, I never lived out there. My dad just is from Sturgis, Michigan. Our whole front line is gone. Laugh out loud. Yeah, there's some injuries there. CMC looks good. He gave me 26 points. Yeah, he sure did. I went against CMC today. I went against CMC and Puka Nacua. I'm going to lose. Not by much, though. I have James Cook and Bijan. They did well. CMC dropping Purdy interception. Looks hurt. Kittle out. Trent getting beat. Fred can't force. Yeah, force interception. My God, it is what it is. It's part of the game. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, San Francisco's been depleted for sure. I do not live in Michigan. I live in South Carolina. Showing rematches of these games: the Ice Bowl in '67, NFC Championship in '95, NFC Divisional in 2014, also in 2016. Packers and Cowboys, 2023 NFC Wild Card. Ravens can turn things around, just got to get healthy. Yep, I agree. They'll be okay. The rest of their schedule looks a lot easier than what they've been facing so far. Bills, Lions, and Chiefs. That's not easy. You know, you'd like them for them to get a win out of one of those teams, be 2-2 right now. They'd be in okay shape. 1-3, much worse, but their schedule's much easier moving forward. Our schedule is pretty much over. Oh, yep, I just said that. Yep. CMC looked cooked to you. He was the reason the ball was picked. It was in his hands, and he bobbled it. I didn't see that play that you're talking about. This Bills game was a W defense slide. Yep, I agree. I agree. You gotta hold on to the football if you're Derrick Henry, but he knows. It's not like he did it on purpose, but That fumble hurt, obviously. Ravens had a brutal schedule to start this year. Yeah, they did. But still, you're the Ravens. I mean, they were my preseason pick to win the Super Bowl. You gotta find a way to beat one of those teams at least. But yeah, you're all right. They've had their chances. Good news is Bills got a wide open shot for the Super Bowl. No more excuses. They do. I wouldn't call it a wide open shot. AFC is just rough, man. Even Pittsburgh, like I don't think they're gonna make a run or anything, but even Pittsburgh with Rodgers, I wouldn't wanna play them in the playoffs with that experience. And, Cincinnati, if they didn't lose Burrow, like, the AFC would just be wild. I mean, their defense is terrible, but you can still win. You can win with that offense alone. I would not I'm glad the Lions are in the NFC. I think it's much more winnable. Still could be Super Bowl contenders. Maybe they need these losses. Yeah, no, I'm not switching off my pick. My preseason pick was Ravens over Packers in the Super Bowl. Champions rise to the occasion. They sure do. Lamar will miss 3 to 4 weeks by the time Burrow gets back. They'll already miss the playoffs at home. Yeah, if Lamar's hurt, I just found that out or whatever earlier, just being on ESPN. I didn't know that. I didn't know he got hurt late in the game. So if he misses some time, that's a whole different ballgame. I might take that back. There was a there was a parlay pulled a hamstring, huh? There was a parlay early before the season started that Trent Book It with Trent put up or whatever, where it was, will the you could win it was a pretty good play or whatever, but it had to be on a deep ball here, almost picked off. Um, it was Bills, Chiefs, no, Chiefs, Ravens, and Eagles. All 3 had to make the playoffs. And it was pretty good odds or whatever, but I was like, "What's the catch, man?" And the catch really was, I guess, one of these teams' quarterbacks get hurt, it's a whole new thing, you know? I've been said the Ravens won't make it to the Super Bowl. Well, they still can. What does FTP mean? I keep seeing that, or do I wanna know? Samuel says, I'm my friend playing NFL team Patriots player." Wait, you're playing a Patriots player? Ravens are in trouble. I don't think so, Tommy. Over on YouTube. Good to see you guys over on YouTube. Appreciate y'all. F the Packers. Oh, okay. Okay, I like that then. We'll do that. Down with FTP. 3rd and 7 for the Cowboys. Big 3rd down here, midway through the 2nd quarter, getting closer to that point at least. Prescott looks, he has his man. Defender fell down. Is there a penalty though on Turpin for a push off? There is a flag. A little bit of chippiness afterwards. I thought it means F though. I'm gonna go with F the Packers. I'm good with that. All right, let's see what the flag is. Illegal formation on Dallas, just hurting themselves again. As Malik Neighbors tore his ACL, fantasy season over. What's there to celebrate? One player. Hey, if you can't deal with an injury in fantasy, which Malik Neighbors is a big injury, obviously. If you can't deal with it, you don't need to be playing fantasy because they're gonna happen. I've had plenty already this year. I lost week 1 by 5, and I had Xavier Worthy who got hurt on the 3rd play of the game. So that one hurt. All right, 3rd and 12 now after the penalty, 13-2. Packers up, 9:32 remaining in the second. Jack out of shotgun. He's going to hand it off. Real conservative here are the Cowboys. They're going to gain about 7 yards, 4th down. More chippiness going on between Knicks and Cowboys receivers. Man, next year for gaming is going to be lit. GTA 6, Wolverine, Ghost. Oh, that sounds awesome. I don't do games like I used to, man. I used to be pretty addicted. Not gonna lie, but those suckers would keep me up till 2 in the morning. I can't do it anymore. But GTA goes way back. I was always a Call of Duty and Halo guy, though. My friend played for an NFL team, the Patriots, in the 2020 or 2012 to 2017 season. Nice, that's awesome, Samuel. That's pretty dope. Who's your friend? Anger with the punt, and it's caught and spin move, and he got himself laid out doing that. Golden tried to be all I don't know what he was doing. Got lit up, yeah. He tried to do this weird little spin move or whatever, and it really yeah, he ain't gonna use that again. He ain't gonna use that again. I get what he was trying to do, like, just something different to get past the first guy, but goodness, that's one of the hardest hits I've seen in a while, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's one of the legal hits that I've seen in a while that didn't get flagged. Man, he got popped. I honestly thought he got hit hard. It looked like he was fine, but I honestly thought he got hit hard enough to that could have been concussion 'cause he got his head hit the ground pretty hard. Got popped, that scared coaching. Yeah. He yeah, oh, you talking about, scared coaching for, the little handoff or whatever on 3rd and 12? I hated that. Dude, I'm not a big Dak Prescott guy, but Prescott puts up numbers, and he can convert a 3rd and 12, no problem. I didn't like that at all. Golden got hit like Midas. Your friend from Meadville, Mississippi, nice. I think Hutch gave us all heart attacks when he was down during today's game. Yeah, he did. He did me, for sure. And honestly, I'm concerned for him moving forward, it's just I don't think Lions fans are gonna I don't think we're ever gonna get over that. I think we're gonna always worry that every time he you know, gets in any kind of dangerous territory. I don't have any word on the DJ Reed injury, my friend. Um, I don't know. Let me know in the chat on either YouTube or TikTok if you guys know anything, but I've just heard that a lot of people are speculating it's a pulled hamstring. I didn't actually get to see the play. I was in the kitchen, grabbing a snack while it was going on or whatever. Somehow I missed everything, the stretcher and all that stuff. Like, I guess he went out on a stretcher and everything. I must have been in the kitchen for a while. Lions are a hell of a team. This coming from a Seahawks fan. Thanks, my friend. Appreciate that. It didn't look good. That it's so unfortunate, man. Like, goodness, that's such a big loss. Um, the Lions, we had so many injuries last year, and slowly but surely, I started realizing we weren't gonna do anything in the playoffs because of that. I think I really lost faith whenever Lee McNeil went down, and then I lost even more faith when Carlton Davis went down. He'd been playing pretty well for us, and he was like our, I mean, we just getting burnt in the secondary a lot because we couldn't get pressure on the quarterback anymore, and so, I don't know. I think, Lee McNeil, I think he went out against Buffalo, and Carlton Davis went out weeks, like, went late in the season, and once we lost both of those, 'cause we were like, we're done. We have way too many injuries. We get, we haven't got Malcolm Rodriguez back yet, though, have we? He's the one guy I haven't seen out there, have I not? I mean, I feel like I haven't. So, when's he supposed to come back? Not playing next week, we'll know more, with more tests, okay. In the NFL, injuries happen. It is a case of next man up. Yep, I agree. I agree to an extent. The Lions have an excuse for last year. I mean, you could argue depending on what set we're running that we had like 6 of our starters taken off our defense from injury, but depending on what set we're using, it could be 7. What package we're using. Golden's gonna catch this and do some spin moves again. That's really brave to do spin moves. Golden doubles up on the spin moves after just getting licked previously on the punt return. He gonna have some things to learn over here. I know Golden Tate from the Seahawks, that's pretty dope. How about them Chiefs? Oh, yeah, they look great today. Dallas is gonna get another penalty called on them, unnecessary roughness. Man, what are we doing here? Dallas just you're the underdog, you're just gonna sit there. Unnecessary roughness for a punch in the head. Oh, yeah, he gave a little jab there. Rodrigo's projected to be back in November. Man, that is so late. What was his injury last year? Was it ACL? I mean, that he got hurt, like, I think against the Bears, right? Or on that Thanksgiving, game, or was it the next week after that? Either way, that's a long time to be injured. It's been a really serious injury or a really serious surgery. Obviously, they all are, but how about them Rams? Hey, yep, that was a pretty crazy game. Nakua crushed me though. Broken leg. Okay, must. I mean, I thought we'd have him back by now, but that'd be great when he does come back, especially if he's the same or even close to it. And we haven't had McNeil back, have we? Let me look at our roster. All right, Packers will run the ball here with Josh Jacobs. He'll gain 2. They're up 13-2, looking to pad onto that. Can't let this game get away from you if you're Dallas. Whose line's playing? Next week we play the Bengals. Yeah, so still on Marcus Davenport's on IR. We knew that. Rodriguez is out still. Zach Cunningham out. Ezekiel Turner, Dan Jackson, Rakestraw, uh, Levi, Pascal. Jordan Love on 3rd and 5. Heaves it incomplete. Too deep for his man. Looked like Wicks didn't even see it coming. Packers will have to punt. Where is Aleem McNeil, though? I don't even see his. I gotta do a better job of keeping up with off-season stuff. McNeil will be back in a few weeks. Okay. I didn't think he's been back. Yeah, there he is, out. Mekhi Wingo out. But yeah, we get if we get it, we'll find out about DJ Reed. Hopefully, it's better news than what we're expecting. But then Lee McNeil and Malcolm Rodriguez back on this defense. I mean, can you got like we gotta stay healthy, man. This defense is a good defense if we're healthy. Shepard so far is doing a really good job. All right, Packers to punt. Nice looking bounce there, and the Packers will down him at the 2-yard line. Tommy says, I would like to add more to the defense at the deadline. The thing about that though is like a lot of times you want to add more. Like it's either gonna, I mean, you get a free agent, that's fine, but I don't know what we're gonna find out there. But trade wise, I mean, I don't know. Who do you want to lose on the team if you're doing a trade? I like our team. Got to tuck your ears in your hat, cuff. Like this, that would look silly. It looks ridiculous. What do you mean? That's absurd. It's silly. This hat is not the best fit. I think I've had this hat for a long, long time, and I think I washed it back when I didn't know you weren't supposed to wash your hats. Not just the best team in the NFL. Yep, go Lions. Tuck your ears, trust me. That's cool. Looks cool that way. Ridiculous. It does not look cool that way, and it's uncomfortable. I don't care. Tuck them back in. Better look. I feel like you're just trolling. Need them to give Laporta some end zone targets. He's my favorite player. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today. I feel like Laporta is just it's not a decoy. That's the wrong word. I just think teams understand what he can do over the middle or whatever, so they're keying in on him or whatever, but it's leaving other people open. So he's fine. I'm sure we'd like to get him some more targets, that's for sure. Whether you're trolling or not, Sean's pretty funny. Joe Burrow's out game, week 5 through week 13. Well, they don't know how they just have a projection or whatever. Since he has too much talent but can't get it going the last few seasons, well, yeah, Burrow's been hurt. I mean, he's getting hurt all the time. Problematic. Go Pack, go. Best of luck to you, my friend. I'm rooting for the Cowboys, though, just so we're clear. Paxton, he's ruthless in the blocking game. Yeah, that you can't lose Laporta. You gotta love him blocking. He's good at everything, honestly. Um, yeah, I I thought I was gonna have a hard time moving on from Hawkinson. I really liked Hawkinson, but Laporta's better in my opinion. I think most of America wants to see a Bills-Lions Super Bowl. I would love that because that'd be a not a win-win because obviously I want the Lions to win, so that wouldn't be a win-win. But if I got to lose to a team, I wouldn't mind it being the Bills, a team that suffered through 4 straight Super Bowl losses. I'd be fine with that. Facts, Huck was great, but Laporta just does everything right. Yep. And honestly, like Hawkinson, you know, I as I recall, Hawkinson was just kind of a little bit douchey when it came to trying to re-sign him or whatever. I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. So, I mean, you don't want to be here, that's fine. I don't think he knew we were going to get as good as we are now. He didn't know what he had when he had it. First and 10 here for the Cowboys at the 19-yard line. Got to get something going here. Down the whole game, not looking good on either side of the ball, really. They'll flip it out to Miles Sanders. He'll get out to the 28-yard line. Second and 2 up and coming. They get an ego sometimes. Jamal Williams did the same thing, and look what happened. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Williams, did he really do that? I didn't really understand him doing that. I thought he was just, I thought we were I thought we just felt like we could do better at the running back position or whatever with him, but I might be wrong because he was pretty limited. I don't think Jamal Williams I like everybody. He was a fan favorite or whatever, and I like him too, but he was pretty limited as a running back. There was better out there. Obviously, we drafted Gibbs. Second and 1, first down for the Cowboys, but there's a flag on the play. He said our contact was disrespectful and signed with the Saints for the same price. Oh, our contract was just yeah. Got we give them see, that's why you can't give players let them in the end zone or whatever when they don't do anything else, just let them in the end zone a bunch of times because they look at how many touchdowns I had. Look what I mean, obviously we're in a better situation now. I didn't think the Montgomery signing, I didn't think Mont was gonna be as good as he is. I knew it was a helpful signing. I liked Mont, but I didn't know I mean, I didn't think that Montgomery was gonna be like this. And I didn't love the Gibbs draft either. Like, I was okay with it. I liked Gibbs as a player or whatever, but I thought we had more pressing needs, and I stand corrected on both of those. "Go back Cowboys, go," says Samuel. I'm rooting for them. How can Iowa produce so many good tight ends, but their offense is always boring? That's a good point, Tommy. Cornbread, man. Light and slow. Appreciate the follow, Aiden. Thanks for that. Trade Shakir, Monty, and Hawkinson for Puka and Henderson. Sha Shakir, Monty, and Hawkinson for Puka and Henderson. I don't think I would do that. I don't know. That's close. I don't think Puka's gonna have many days like he had today, though. He 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 has days. Don't get me wrong. Puka's great. I don't know. Now I'm kind of thinking about that. I think I would do that actually. I don't know. It kind of depends on what your bench looks like too. What kind of depth do you have? If you're doing a 3 for 2. It was ticking me off because I was going against Puka in fantasy today, and I'm like, yo, like somebody stop this guy, man. I want the ball. I had Devontae. Like, I want Devontae. Sonic and Knuckles are the best running back duo in the NFL. I agree, obviously. Williams with the carry here. Be second down up and coming for the Cowboys. 3:27 left in the second quarter. 3 timeouts for Dallas, so they have plenty of time. Go Lions. Yes, sir, Larry. Go Lions. Appreciate you, my friend. Hit that like button if you guys don't mind. Let's get to 1,000. We're up to 800 right now. Hit that like button if you haven't already on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Second and 8 now. Dak working out a shotgun. As time dumps it off short. That'll be first down to Illinois. First and 10, Cowboys. Thanks for the follow, Larry. Appreciate you, my friend. Dak had all day to throw it. They just showed the whole field. He didn't really have anybody, so he waits for Flournoy to get open. He's 7 and 9 today for 51 yards, 1st and 10 up and coming. Working under center this time around. Play action. He's going to give it off on a screen to Miles Sanders. Sanders going to go forward for about 9 yards, 2nd and 1 up and coming. Cowboys getting a little something working here as we get closer to the 2-minute warning. They won't run another play before that. Well, there's an injury. I hate the Packers more than boys. Me too. Me too. Packers are my least favorite team. I mean, they have to be. They're in the division. They're our biggest competition in the division. Gotta dislike them, especially right now. Bears is my newest. I never mind the Bears or the Vikings, really. I mean, really, Green Bay is the only real divisional opponent. If I had to pick in order, it'd be Green Bay is my least favorite, then the Bears, and the Vikings. But I don't really have a problem against the Bears because I feel like we do fine against them most years. Green Bay's been always the frustrating one. They were always able to get all the good players if they want through free agency and everything else because, they have the history. Ben seems so smug now. He's just good. I don't know. He's a smart guy. I mean, I think I gotta disagree. I think he's just confident. Maybe I'll change my mind over the years if they start beating us and he starts acting like some type of way. But to me, he just is a confident guy. I'm glad. I'm happy for him. I mean, like sometimes you got to move on. I mean, he was kind enough to stay that last year or whatever to try to make a championship run. The injuries kind of let us down, but he stayed. He didn't have to stay. He had options that year. All right, so there's 2:03 left here in the second quarter. Dan is creating his tree, so that's good. Yeah, I was the Lions, my friend. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I was nervous like anybody else as a Lions fan to see what we would be without our OC and our DC from last year. I mean, at the college level, you look at what's happened to Clemson since they lost Venables and Tony Elliott at their offense coordinator, defense coordinator positions, and Gavin has never been able to really fill that position with somebody that's capable. So, in my opinion, at least. So I'm kind of worried. I was worried that it would happen to the Lions too. But so far, I think we look very sharp on offense, and I think we look sharp on offense. I don't really notice any noticeable differences outside of week one. And then on defense, I think we look better. Even I think we even possibly look better than what we did before all the injuries last year. We are good, Barry, I think so. And I say better, I use that loosely because it's only 4 weeks into the season, but I've seen some really good things. But I think what hurts though is DJ Reed's a big part of that. The secondary play has been really, really we got some studs there. Got some studs. This is definitely this is obviously the best Lions team I've ever seen. I'm 38. But I mean, even just the secondary as a whole, if you go piece by piece or whatever, I never thought the Lions would have a secondary with this much talent, especially if they start gelling together even better than what they already are. Love Brian Branch. Arnold, I think Arnold will be okay. He was walking gingerly or whatever, but he seemed fine. I just thought it was a cramp at first, but I don't think it was. 49ers are fraud. They just had so many injuries, man. They've been beaten to pieces. And what people forget sometimes too is you get injuries, yeah, that's bad, but, like, even like today, Brock Purdy coming back, you're still coming off an injury, like, it's still in your head and you've still been out of reps and everything else, so that makes it difficult too. It's not like they just come back and whatever. Jags what? Life outlook looks good. Yeah, Jags are what? 3-1. I thought it was a bad loss to the Jags, but just looking at the Jaguars being 3-1, maybe it's one of those situations where I mean, we thought the same thing. My cousin's a Dolphins fan. When they got just waxed by Indy the first week of the season, Dolphins don't look good, but but Indy ended up being better than what anybody guessed, you know? So sometimes you gotta give it time. 2nd and 2 here. Dak Prescott under center sends Turpin in motion. He's gonna hand it off to Miles Sanders, who's gonna make a cut inward, get to the 40-yard line. First down, Cowboys. There's 1:52 remaining in the second quarter. 3 timeouts left. Daniel Jones wasn't the problem. Oh, yeah, not today, no. Mitchell, fumbling right out or fumbling trying to show it or whatever outside the 1-yard line, that was a big deal. And then he got a holding penalty on the touchdown run. Play action, Prescott finds his man, first down, all the way out to the 28, George Pickens, 1st and 10, Cowboys. Come on. Come on, Cowboys. Come on. Never thought I'd say that, but Prescott 6 for 6 on this drive for 55 yards. A touchdown here could make things pretty interesting going into the half. Put it at 13-9 or 13-10 if you go for 2. Dart looking awesome. I don't know about awesome. I mean, I'm going off of the stat line only. But ran the ball well. Pickens with a grab all the way to the 1-yard line over 2 men. That was a catch. Dropped it right in the pocket, too, did Dak. 1st and goal for the Cowboys. Let's see this catch again. He's being held on to, first of all. But, yeah, just see if he was in bounds. What do y'all think? 1, 2. I think it's a catch. I think the toes hit. They're gonna run no huddle so that it can't be challenged. 3 receptions, 53 yards for Pickens on the day. Obviously, that was the big one. They're gonna hand it off to Javonte. Nothing doing. He's stuffed for a loss of 1. Cowboys will use a timeout for the Giants team compared to Russell. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jackson should have started for the job. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. No reason not to start young guys anymore or whatever. They used to be all worried that it was going to hurt their confidence and they needed time to progress and yada yada yada. And I don't buy that. Peyton Manning got thrown to the fire right away or whatever. Had a terrible first season, and then he was a Hall of Famer from there. Lions to the Super Bowl. I like that. That's a pick. Oh, man. Streaming ain't easy, man. It ain't for all the old people. They're NFL ready nowadays. I agree. I agree. There's a lot of confidence in these guys, and they're already getting paid before they get to the NFL. So they already know some of that stuff. Yeah, Prescott on the keeper. Touchdown, Cowboys. Probably go for 1 here this early in. Don't chase points early on. 11 plays on that possession, 95 yards in 5 minutes of possession. Yeah, that was a nice looking run by Prescott. Found the seam and hit it. They will go for 1 because Prescott's on the sideline. Gonna bring it to 13-9 after the Aubrey extra point. Go boys for the night only. I like that. Extra point up and good. 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Cowboys bring it to 13-9. That extra point loss in return for 2 points was a big deal. It was a big deal because otherwise you're looking at a 14-7. It doesn't look near as good as 13-9. Appreciate everybody being here. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. We stream all kinds of sports. We're mainly focusing on the NFL right now. Thinking about doing some playoff baseball and all that good stuff. Making videos, doing skits, review videos, all that good stuff, preview videos, all that good stuff. So appreciate it if you follow me. Trying to get those numbers up. And a lot of times I try to call, like, Monday night and everything else. I will take tomorrow off because just I'm not calling the I mean, if I co I'm not calling the Jets and Dolphins, and I'm not calling the Bengals and Broncos. So I'm just gonna take tomorrow off probably. Uh-oh, I gotta plug in my phone. Larry says, "Go Tigers, baby." Yes, sir, go Tigers. Don't have a lot of faith. I don't know about you. I don't have a lot of faith, but, anything can happen in October, right? I'm just, we've been reeling, so not too confident going into the playoffs, especially going against, Cleveland. But hey, if Scooball can get no, they did limp in, yes. I don't even know if we limped in. I feel like somebody dragged us in and said, "All right, you're supposed to be here." I mean, it's one of those situations tomorrow. I mean, Tuesday we're pitching Scooball. It's like if we win, that obviously that's great. Like if you expect Scooball to get the W. If we win, that's great, and we just got to try to limp past this series. But if we lose with Scooball on the mound, we can. I mean, for me, I'm like, we might as well hang it up. We're not going to win two of the next three. I mean, we're not going to win both games or whatever. Just won't happen. It was an implosion. 15 and a half games at one point, 9.5 on September 10th, and we've lost it since then. That's crazy. Crazy to lose a division that way. And I don't even really know what it was. It's just, I mean, terrible hitting with runners in scoring position, and outside of Scooble, it seems like pitching just doesn't want to doesn't want to do anything. It was messy. It was messy. I still have faith in us moving forward. I mean, we're a very young team, so but it's crazy. It feels like we were better last year when we when we got hot late in the season. Like I was actually disappointed when we lost to the Guardians in the playoffs last year. This year, I'm like, I will be ecstatic if we can find a way to beat them. But as it's looking, it looks like the Guardians might end our season 2 years in a row. Unfortunately, I hope the Wings make the playoffs. Says Tommy. I haven't been paying much attention. Well, I mean, I guess there's nothing to pay attention to. Hockey hasn't started yet, has it? Because it usually starts the same time as NBA. We were on top of the world going into the All-Star break. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I was at one of the games. We played Seattle, I believe, before the All-Star break. I went to that game because I was in Michigan. We got whacked, and that seemed to be the start of everything. That seemed to be, like, in the beginning when it just get really bad. 2nd and 10, pass incomplete for Jordan Love. Cowboys do have 3 timeouts, so Packers wanna be a little bit careful here. You don't wanna give, you know, the Cowboys a chance to get a field goal. That's what Collinsworth's saying right now as well. Appreciate you being here, Larry. Appreciate everybody being here. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. Calling Dallas and Green Bay, 13-9, Green Bay with the lead. Tommy says season starts in a week or two. Nice. See, I don't get to watch much Red Wings. Love throws it deep, almost picked, almost floated it over Dobbs and into the hands of the safety, but it'll be incomplete. And there's still 29 seconds left. Cowboys might get the ball back here, back on a field goal. Aubrey's got the leg, obviously. Wouldn't need to get too far, but they got to get a couple on third down first of all. Yeah, I don't get to watch too much of the Red Wings because hockey I don't love enough to. I like hockey, but I don't love it enough to buy the package. So when you're in South Carolina, like I'm not going to get to see the Red Wings on TV much. Today's line game was like the Packers game. We were lucky to win. Oh, I don't know about all that. What are you talking about? We won 34-10. Was that not good enough? All right, 30-10. Love in shotgun rolls out right, flips it off to Kraft, and he's going to get the first down. So much for the Cowboys getting the ball back. We'll see what the Packers do if they are content just going to the locker room with a 4-point lead. Doesn't look like it, though. They will call a timeout. So they're going to see if they can tack on a field goal of their own. Drinking beer, watching football after Lions win, and talking with new friends is good night. Yeah, Larry, absolutely, my friend. Only part I'm not doing is the beer part, which is crazy because it's on tap sports, whole point. But I've been drinking all weekend, so I needed the night off. Just some lemonade for me. What you drinking though? What's your favorite? What's your favorite kind of beer? I'm like a craft guy. I love fall beers. Don't get me wrong, I will take the win. Yeah, but it's 34-10, man. I gotta. I'm not like questioning you. I just have questions. Like what wasn't good about 34-10? Oh, just Budweiser? Okay, that's what my dad like. That's one I can't drink, honestly. I like craft, I like IPAs. I can't do, like, lights and Budweiser and stuff like that. I can, I mean, I'll drink them if that's all that's available, but I'll tell you what, and Fireball, nice. I say, I'll tell you what, you save a lot more money than me, though, because them craft beers ain't cheap. IPAs ain't cheap. Getting to the point where you go out, it's like $8 a beer, and, I got my fiancé with me, it's 16 bucks every round. Injury in the secondary for the Cowboys, Malik Hooker, like his toe they were working on. 1st and 15 now. Oh, it's a fumble. Cowboys gotta have that, right? They got it. Cowboys ball with 13 seconds, 3 timeouts, so they can run a couple plays here to the end zone. That's a huge mistake there by Luck. They're imploding like they did in the second half against Cleveland. I mean, the Packers started this one up 13 to nothing, and ever since that blocked extra point, it's been Cowboys figuring some things out here. Definitely a fumble. Yeah, James Houston, ex-Lion on the play. James Houston is with, boys now, for your information. I like it. No, I did too. I think, he crapped his pants last year, if you remember. That's why he got out of Detroit. All right, here we go. Prescott on 1st down, 13 seconds left. All timeouts remaining. We'll see if they take some shots for the end zone. They will on 1st down. Touchdown, Pickens. Right up the seam on a spinning post, and George Pickens makes the play. Nice throw there by Dak, and the Cowboys are going to go into the locker room with the lead. One play, 15 yards, 4 seconds. You can't have a better possession than that. Nice and easy. Yeah, Pickens went to the skinny post. Nothing too fancy. The Packers were just playing way back into the end zone. Gave him way too much room. Terrible defense there. F the Packers, yep. But he would come off the edge so low was awesome. Oh yeah, for sure. No, I mean it's tough. We have so many good players now that it's like we're gonna lose good players, We're gonna lose guys we don't want to lose. That's gonna be the hardest thing. So far you know, we've been lucky that the people are early in their window and we've signed these players, but I think Lions fans about to learn we're gonna lose some really good players real soon. Because you can't sign everybody. You can't re-sign everybody for more money. So unless somebody's willing to come back for a reasonable amount, we're gonna have to pick and choose who goes. We're gonna lose some good players in the next 2, 3, 4 years. A Packers loss is going to be hilarious for the memes. It would be lovely if the Packers lost again. Like, already lost to Cleveland last week. That was a gift. I still think the Packers should win the division. I know Lions fans, I know we're an optimistic bunch, so I think you guys are gonna disagree with me, but if you look at their schedule compared to ours, they should win the division. I mean, it's much easier, but we'll see. Because I would say the teams are pretty even, Green Bay and Detroit. So one having the easier schedule helps out a lot. Hey, the downfalls of being an elite team now. Yeah, absolutely. They will not. Sorry, the Bears are waking up. I'm not trying to disrespect the Bears, but I'm a little bit like I'm a fan, so we're allowed to be cocky, like we don't play on the field. But I ain't worried about the Bears. I'm just gonna be honest. Bears will be good again, I think, but they're not there right now. And Vikings, trying to figure everything out post Sam Darnold, I'm not too concerned about them either. It'll come down to the Packers and Lions. Losing the Lions was the best thing that ever happened to them. I don't know, they didn't just lose though, it was 52-21. They do look good though. They do look better, beating Dallas and Las Vegas back to back and got some wins, got on the right side here. I'd like the Bears to be competitive. It was cool last year getting 3 teams from the division in the playoffs. Go Lions, yes, sir. Go Lions. I'm aware they look like a completely different team. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Today, though, it's still Las Vegas. Like, Las Vegas isn't particularly good or whatever, and Dallas was I don't know. I thought the Dallas win was a pretty good one, especially with how y'all beat them. Alright, see if the Packers what they do here, they'll probably kneel. They have no timeouts left, there's only 9 seconds. We're talking about how happy Jerry Jones would be if he could beat Micah Parsons. I remember when Brian was our OC. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's cool seeing Jim Schwartz today too for the Browns. All right, 16-13 Cowboys going into the half here. See what Matt LaFleur has to say. First game trailing at halftime this season for the Packers. Interesting. You mean Jim Schwartz? Laugh out loud. Jim Schwartz. That's funny. I never heard that, but yeah, you're right though. They've had some unfortunate things happening. Fumble for Jordan Love, blocked extra point for the 2 points. I think Green Bay could be okay, but good ending right there. I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys get the ball first. I wanna say yeah, Packers got it, took it down. Field scored that touchdown on the first drive. All right. Usually what I do during halftime is just go over the games or whatever and, get myself a drink, and then we get back to it. So the early morning game this morning was the Vikings and the Steelers. Steelers won 24-21. Carson Wentz was 30 for 46, 350 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK Metcalf had a really good first half, 5 receptions, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. Pittsburgh tried to do everything they could to lose that game down the stretch, but held true in the end. Larry says, "Is it just me, or does, Jerry Jones look like the crypt keeper now?" I was thinking the same thing actually, Larry. He looked like he was aging, man. His eyes were like this thing was getting all wrinkly right near his eyes and everything. Crypt keeper's pretty funny. Falcons beat the Commanders 34-27. Penix, was 20 for 26, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bijan 17 carries, 75 yards and a touchdown. And London was Penix's favorite receiver, 8 receptions, 110 and a touchdown. Commanders, tough time without Jaden Daniels. They're gonna have to weather the storm. They wanna get back to where they were last year. Uh, Gonna have to win some games with Marcus Mariota. I can't remember when Jaden Daniels is coming back. Let me know in the chat if you know. Bills won 31-19. Had a tougher time than today with the Saints than what most would have expected. End up getting the 12-point win, but that thing was real close down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Nonetheless, Bills go to 4-0, Saints go to 0-4. Josh Allen 16 for 22, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Cook led the way on the ground, 22 carries, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. Khalil Shakir had 5 receptions for 69 yards and a touchdown for the Bills. Lions with the 34-10 dub over Cleveland. Cleveland started the game, long drive. I wanna say Flacco was 6 for 6 for 70 yards on that first drive, but since then, pretty much nothing. 16 of 34 overall, so only had 10 more completions and 184 yards, so only had 114 yards after the fact of the first drive. Crazy. 2 interceptions for Flacco. Gibbs had 15 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown. St. Brown, 7 receptions, 70 yards, and 2 tutties. Flying my Chiefs flag in Maryland today. Nice. Red Kingdom, baby. You think Lions make any trade for a Super Bowl push? See, we were talking about that earlier. I don't think it's Brad Holmes' style, unless something really entices him. And he is all about the chemistry and the makeup of the team or whatever. I don't think it's tough. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. A lot of people wanted us to make a trade last year, bigger than Zadarius Smith. Wanted like a Hendrickson or a Crosby or somebody like that. I ain't gonna do that to you, my friend. But Jordan Love is looking he makes some mistakes that, uh, that make you scratch your head for sure, but still another half in this one, and, that particular one was just him not seeing the edge rusher. That's hard. Drake May and the Patriots win 42-13 after the Panthers whooped up on the Falcons. They get whooped up on the next week. 6 receptions, 101 yards for Stephon Diggs. He still exists apparently. Chuba Hubbard, 10 carries for just 49 yards. He was 14 for 17, 203 for 2 touchdowns. The Giants get the win in Jackson Dart's first start, 21-18. Herbert, 23 of 41, 203 yards and a touchdown. It's not showing his interceptions on here, but I feel like he had some. Hampton, 12 carries, 128, touchdown. Quentin Johnson, 8 receptions, 98 yards and a touchdown. Those turnovers really hurt them, though, because the Giants scored a lot of points off of just short fields. Eagles beat the, Buccaneers 31-25. Mayfield, 22 of 40, 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. They tried to make a valiant comeback, much like the Jets did against them last week, but this time around, they couldn't finish the job. Bucky Irvin had 5 receptions for 102 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Love is streaky. I agree. He definitely is. But Goff is less of a streaky player, but, like, when Goff has a bad day, his bad days are really bad. I'm hoping that's because he was pressing a lot last year whenever he would have that, and, with our defense healthy again, he won't have to do so much pressing. When you Goff is really good when he has the lead or, or the game's close, but if that game starts to get away from us, Goff will press some passes, and that's when he plays his worst. Texans beat the Titans 26 to nothing today. Stroud had a great day, 22 of 28, 233 and 2 touchdowns. Nico Collins, 4 receptions for 79 yards in that one. Rams beat the Colts in a thriller, 27 to 20. Late throw to Tutu Atwell down the stretch, 75-yard touchdown. Atwell was off to the races. Stafford found him. Stafford had a wonderful day, 29 of 41, 375 yards and 3 touchdowns. And, the receiver was obviously Puka Nacua, 13 receptions, 170 yards and a touchdown. Jags beat the 49ers 26 to 21. Brock Purdy in his return, 22 of 38, 309 yards, lots of yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 receptions, for Christian McCaffrey, 92 yards and a touchdown. ETN, 19 carries, 124 yards and a touchdown. Jags get the W, uh, 26-21. Chiefs whooped up on the Ravens, 37 to 20. Mahomes with a day, 25 of 37, 270, 4 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy in his return, 5 receptions, 83 yards. And the Bears got the Raiders 25 to 24, outscored the Raiders 9 to 3 in the fourth quarter. Caleb Williams, 22 of 37, 212 yards, 1 touchdown. Genty with a nice day, 21 carries, 138 yards and a touchdown. Roma Dunze, leading receiver for the Bears, 4 receptions, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Seahawks got the win over the Cardinals on Thursday night. And, tomorrow, couple pretty poor games, be honest with you. Jets and Dolphins. Bengals and Broncos, I won't be calling tomorrow night's game. No. Big golf fan, very underrated. Yeah. No, I agree. Um, I mean, it's just like I feel like golf's starting to get more respect from other people who aren't Lions fans. That's starting to come around, but man, I mean, even if you look at his, stats for the Rams or whatever back in the day, I think Goff has not had he's had some really good seasons. He's always been pretty consistent. pretty reliable. All right, let's see, where are we at? There we are. Looking at the conferences and the divisions, Bills lead the AFC East. They're 4-0. Patriots are 2-2. Jets 0-3. Dolphins 0-3. So that one's just gonna come down to the Bills and the Patriots, and it's probably just gonna be the Bills in a landslide at some point. They're already 2 games up this early into the season, and Jets and Dolphins are looking at what kind of draft pick they're gonna get. AFC North, um, what not very interesting right now because the Ravens are 1-3. Browns are 1-3. They're not gonna, be much of anything in that division, but Ravens are 1-3. They'll make some noise down the stretch, and they'll make it interesting between them and the Steelers. Bengals are at 2-1. Steelers are at 3-1. Colts and Jags are tied in the AFC South at 3-1 each. Houston finally got the win today, but they're 1-3 in the division, and they got the win over the 0-4 Tennessee Titans. So it's gonna come down to Jacksonville and Indianapolis down the stretch in that one, unless CJ Stroud can get his team rolling for whatever reason. But 1-3 is a tough start. Chargers lead the way in the AFC West. Of course, the Chiefs are 2-2. Chargers are 3-1. Broncos at a disappointing 1-2. They're gonna need to get that win tomorrow over the Bengals. They should, but, they'll need to do it to stay in that race. Raiders at 1-3. Going over to the NFC, Philadelphia is 4-0. The Commanders with Jaden Daniels out on 2-2. They're 2 games back. Cowboys need this one big time to also stay 2 games back. And then the Giants are at 1-3. Eagles could, get too big of a lead if the Commanders can't get Daniels back and rolling there. Lions lead the NFC North right now at 3-1. Packers will take that lead if they get win today, of course, because they have the head-to-head for now. Vikings at 2-2, Bears at 2-2. That's been the most interesting division so far, but we do have one coming up that's even better than that. Buccaneers at 3-1, Falcons 2-2, Panthers 1-3, and Saints 0-4. So 3-2-1-0 in the win column for the NFC South. And lastly, the most interesting division is the NFC West so far. 49ers dropped the game today. They go to 3-1. Seahawks at 3-1. Rams at 3-1. So a three-way tie there. Then the Cardinals 2-2, but man, they lost one that they could have won against 49ers and one that they could have won against the Seahawks. So it's anybody's division in that one. The NFC West is probably going to be the most interesting division down the stretch. Browns shouldn't have thrown Mayfield away for Watson. I completely agree. I agreed when it happened too. I'm up 30. I still have Sutton and Broncos kicker. Opponent has Hall and Hill. What do you think? I think you're in good shape. Yeah, you'll win that one. You will win. Alright, I'm gonna get a drink refill really quick, and we should be close to bringing back the second half action after that. Alright, y'all, second half up and started. Packers, Cowboys take the 16-13 lead just before the half after the strip sack on Jordan Love, and the Cowboys will get the ball first here in the second half. First and 10 up and coming. Javonte Williams, left side, gains 5 yards. Second and 5 up and coming for the Cowboys. Not 7-0 halftime. Packers versus Cowboys. Yeah, my bad, my bad. I really wish it would update the score on YouTube live and not make me refresh it, but it is what it is. Thank you for that, Samuel. Favorite Michigan player of all time? Charles Woodson. That's simple. I'll just do a second player since that's so obvious. Javonte Williams left side on that one. First down for the Cowboys. I think my second favorite player all time is probably Blake Corum, honestly. Corum, Peppers is up there. I really love Jabril Peppers. He kind of got things started with the recruiting at Michigan and everything else, and that was before Jim Harbaugh. I think that helped out a lot, helped us get back to our winning ways under Harbaugh, and so can't dismiss that. Aiden Hutchinson, that's a good one too, though. That's a good one too. Yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot to love. I mean, you go way back. I love Steve Hutchinson. Like he was huge. Jake Long, Mike Hart, Chad Henne. There's a lot. 16-13 ball game. Cowboys looking pretty good since that blocked extra point. Call me a homer. I don't care. No, it's fine. I ain't calling you a homer. We all gonna have some biases when it comes to our favorite teams for sure. Prescott looking left side. Ball looked like it was caught and maybe fumbled by Pickens, but no, it's just a straight up drop. It's a bad one too. He had him open. Set it to be second and 15. Yeah, he heard footsteps on that one. What are we doing here? Fixing the game clock? Yeah. Makes that catch, but makes the catch at the 1 yard line that was ridiculous, but can't make the easy one. Damn it, Carl, says Larry. All right, second and 15. Pickens at the bottom of your screen now. Along with Tolbert and Turpin. They'll go left side on a handoff to Williams. Nothing really doing there is third down and long. Earlier, when the Cowboys had a third and 12, they were really conservative, ran the ball. We'll see if they do the same kind of thing here. I don't like it. I mean, Prescott's capable of throwing the ball downfield. So throw the ball downfield. He's capable of it. He doesn't always do it. Miles Sanders is injured as well. Third and 14. Prescott out of shotgun. See if the pressure gets to him. He's got plenty of time to throw. He'll launch deep. And he goes for Tolbert. It's well covered out there in the back end. And Cowboys will have to punt on fourth and 14. Packers get the ball back quickly. Do the job of just getting the stop right away to start the second half and see what Jordan Love and company can do. And that was Prescott had so much time to throw. We'll see if that was the best route to throw to. No, he had Turpin in the middle of the field much more open. I don't think he should have taken the long shot there, but he already made up his mind. I'm a little ahead of you on the broadcast. That's always it's always a problem with YouTube TV. We always get usually, wanna make some bets, stuff like that. That was pretty funny. We usually it's up to you, but what people on YouTube usually do is just pause it for a split second or whatever and try to see where I'm at. I'll turn up the volume so you can well, actually, you won't be able to do it because it's going to commercial break. We might have different commercials. Little quick break here before the Packers take the field again. Wanna make some bets. That was pretty funny. Hey, you raised at North Carolina? Nope, South Carolina. I'm in South Carolina, my friend. Pretty good Sunday night football game so far. Look like the, Cowboys were dead in the water, honestly, and in trouble, but been a different game since Green Bay's made some mistakes. Down goes Florida State, great game. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. I was, watching it in downtown Clemson, so obviously the Clemson fans were rooting against Florida State. They don't like them. And Tony Elliott used to be Clemson's offensive coordinator. It was a good one. I thought that rush in the field was kinda crazy. Like, I don't know. I guess Virginia they're just not used to rushing the field like that or whatever. They was out there trampling players and everything else. That was wild. Like, big signature win there for Tony Elliott. I don't know if it's gonna have as much muster later on in the season. I think the Seminoles were kind of, overrated, honestly. It is a great day of college football. Yep, South Carolina, that's where I'm at if you're asking, Samuel. It's a great day. Oregon, Penn State does its usual thing and can't get a win over a top tier team. Like, they seem to blow those kinda games all the time. But, yeah, Alabama over Georgia. Let me put this dog up real quick. Alabama over Georgia, that was a good one. Tennessee, Mississippi State was good. A lot of yeah, Ducks did look good. Yeah, that game was really that was a really good game. I had the Ducks covering. I felt like they would win. I'm not gonna pick Penn State in that kinda game. I'm not gonna pick Penn State in that kinda game until they can prove they can do it. Love will go play action, but he'll dump it off short to Josh Jacobs. Nice catch. Nice head of steam there, gets the first down for the Packers. I don't know Ray in South Carolina. No, I'm saying I'm Ray and I live in South Carolina. All right, first 10 for the Packers now. They have it at the 38-yard line. They'll send Golden in motion. Love will work under center. He'll hand it off to Josh Jacobs, and Dallas has it stuffed. They've done a pretty good job against the run today so far. Nothing doing, maybe a half yard at most. I feel like I'm dominating the combo. You are. We used to, so I'm over on YouTube as well, and we used to have, like, hundreds in on because I did Saturday. I did college football. Used to have hundreds in all the time, sometimes thousands. Um, and I took 4 years off, and man, the algorithm really hurts you if you take 4 years off. Go figure. So just trying to work and be consistent and see if I can get some crowds in here or whatever. But I appreciate you being here, Larry. I really do. That's no pressure to stay in here. I like I always tell people all the time, you got something better to do. You need to go to bed, do whatever you got to do. Do what you got to do. I'm gonna be talking and calling the game regardless or whatever. But I think it'll be good in here again one day. I just keep working, making videos and finding my people. And it's hard whenever you come from when you had hundreds of people and sometimes thousands of people every now and then. And then, have smaller crowds is kinda crazy. Love here on 3rd and 1, and they're gonna pass, and he's gonna back up and back up and back up for centuries here. But there will be he'll get sacked. So it's a terrible play call out of Green Bay, but it looked like it was a face mask on the play. You're really good. You should have waited fans. Thanks, Larry. That means a lot, man. That really does. I appreciate that. I think some of the problem on TikTok, honestly, is because people show the game. People can show the game while they're calling these games. Um, and I just, you're not really supposed to do that. So I have no desire to like break the wall so, and jeopardize my channel. So that's the thing there is a lot of people showing the game. So it's better to be able to watch a channel that's like talking about the game and reading the chats and everything while showing the game. But you're just not supposed to do that, and TikTok allows you to do that. I don't know what the excuse is over on YouTube. If I could show the game, like, I wish they would figure something out with that. Like, if I could show the game, I'd love that, but they don't, so but they let other streamers get away with it for now, you know? I just think eventually those people are gonna get caught with copyright. Like, it's a tough field to play. I don't think the NFL is gonna mess around about its money. Hurricane coming close to South Carolina, says Samuel over on YouTube. It is, yes. There's 2 of them actually. That's supposed to be really coming through these next couple days. I've seen the people have the game on in the background. Yeah. Yeah, you can mess around and do those kind of things. I'm just so used to the YouTube days where you can't do any of that on YouTube. They won't allow it. They'll catch it right away. Um, but I'm just not I'm just not interested in messing around. I thought about it. I did the other day. I was like, "Man, if I showed the game," because I'm watching people, they'll show the game and they're getting followers like, you know, thousands of followers on one live stream. Trust me, that'd be great. More people would stop and say or whatever if the game was on. But it's just I just think those people are gonna get nicked or whatever. As I know that Jacobs with a seam here, that's what his best run of the day. He'll get out to the 18-yard line, gain of about 20 something on that. But yeah, I know TikTok has some kind of AI system that knows better 'cause I remember I used to try to watch UFC fights on TikTok, and they would anybody streaming those, they'd get rid of it after some time. Because 'Cause you're a great, honest dude. I respect that. I appreciate that, Larry. Thank you, man. Yeah, I think it's really important to have integrity and morals and live by the rules, like, I I think, personally, like I think we can get to the point where we have if you can get to where the point where you're having like 100 people in here or whatever, that'll start to trickle eventually, and people won't care that they can watch the game because most people have cable, you know? The whole point of my channel, On Tap Sports, is named On Tap Sports for a reason. It's supposed to be like a virtual bar where we can just talk football and chill, hang out like we're at a bar. Um, Most nights I'll be drinking beer during the stream, so we'll be drinking. I'll ask what you're drinking, all that good stuff. And Jordan Love will go play action here, go to Kraft. Will he get in? Looks like he did. Touchdown, Packers. They take advantage of the Dallas quick 3 and out, and they'll take the lead back. Yeah, I'd like to get to the point where I said this the other day. I'd like to get to the point where people are because on TikTok, I want people in the box. I want people talking during the game. I don't think you need a play-by-play as much as you do just people talking football. So for anybody that doesn't wanna be, in the box and talking talking as a guest or whatever, and they're, like, shy or whatever, they can just be in the chats, but I'd like to get to the point where we have people join in the guest box, where I'm just talking to people while we're watching the game, and we're talking about what we see and what how the day was of the game and all that stuff. Samuel says, "Weather stay safe from the weather, Ray." I will, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty risk averse, so I'll be looking into that weather. It's kinda crazy. It's like 2 last I checked, it's 2 little, tropical storms forming together or just behind each other. And, I'm kinda close to the area where Hurricane Helene hit, so we already have been devastated by that stuff. Not mu not so much my area as, north of us, but praying that those people don't get hit hard again. It was about a year ago that Helene was. I'm actually gonna look at that date. When did Hurricane Helene Hit Ash September 27th. So, yeah, it's literally like a year ago almost to the date. Crazy. We're at commercial break. I think they're reviewing the play. The Cowboys or the Packers just now scored a touchdown. I think they're reviewing it to make sure he got in, though. If he did, it's 19 to 13 or 19 to 16 with an extra point pending. Packers lose the lead, get it right back, seemingly. We'll see after the replay. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. I'm a Lions fan, rooting for the Cowboys tonight for sure because the Packers are in the division. Pretty good day of football, really great day of college football yesterday. So many great games came down to the wire. LSU Ole Miss was good too. There were a lot of good ones. I went to that LSU Ole Miss game 2 years ago, and Ole Miss won that one. Probably one of the best stadiums I've been to, one of the best atmospheres I've been to. There's 8:58 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We're still looking at this official review, this touchdown, whether or not he got in. If so, it'd be Kraft on the touchdown. Samuel asked if Tornado Alley is in South Carolina. No, no, we're not a part of Tornado Alley. That's like Oklahoma and I think parts of Texas and maybe Kansas, I wanna say is part of that. I think it is. Missouri. Can't hear the ref. They're gonna reverse the call and say Kraft was down out of bounds at the half-yard line pretty much. 10 people in the house over on TikTok. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Appreciate you. This is On Tap Sports. Give me a follow if you haven't already. We're calling the Cowboys Packers. It's 16 to 13 Cowboys, 1st and goal, and there's a flag for the Packers. It's gonna be a false start. Packers are center moved the ball again. Apparently, he did that earlier. Jenkins with the false start. Let's see. Yeah, he moved it forward. Yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen that called like that. Packers go to heck. What about our Lions? Yeah, Lions, baby. If somehow the Packers can lose this one, it'd be huge for us. They're gonna hand it off to Jacobs. He's gonna bounce off players like all over here. Gets to the 2-yard line, 2nd and goal up and coming after the penalty. Me too, bad Tornado Alley. Yeah, Tornado Alley is not good. No bueno. You know it, yes, sir. Go Lions, says gotta love it, man. That'd be good too. Sometimes I wonder if I should just stick to like Lions content only and do that only. But the ADHD in me makes me feel like I got to go all over the place. All right, 2nd and goal up and coming for Green Bay. 4 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to rush. They just got out of the huddle. 2, 1. They will snap it. Hand it off to Jacobs, and Jacobs is stuffed. Dallas has done a great job on Jacobs. One run to the left side. Pretty tough up front. It'll be 3rd and goal up. That was a disastrous play from the get-go as Green Bay was rushing to the line of scrimmage, not ready at all for it. 3rd and goal. Love under center. They're gonna hand it off to Jacobs again. He gets in easily this time. Touchdown Packers. They'll go up 20 to 16. Larry says touchdown. Yep. Touchdown for the Cheeseheads. Darn it to heck. 9 plays, 76 yards. Time of possession on that one was 5:25. The Green Bay Packers start off the 2nd half the same way they did the first. See if the Cowboys can prevail, match them. They're saying Parsons better than Hutchinson. Larry says that's how far I am. All right, extra point is through 20-16. Parsons ain't better than Hutchinson. Let's be real here. He's much more of a diva, first of all. I'd take him. I'd take Hutch on my team just off of that alone. I just, might it might change, but how many times have I called Micah Parsons' name tonight? How many times did we call Aiden Hutchinson's name today? Like, it seems like Aiden is just getting started. I don't think I'm being biased on that, and I don't think y'all are either. Parsons makes a big play every now and then or whatever. Most of the time, Hutchinson, if he's not making a big play, it's because the OC literally did everything they could to make sure Hutchinson doesn't get involved. Kinda like we did to Myles Garrett today, running away from him. We ran on his opposite side all throughout the day and had much better success doing that. But that's still technically that defensive end still having a very big impact on the game when you have to sit there calling your game different than what you normally would. I agree, Larry. I think Hutchinson will be a Hall of Famer. Has to stay healthy, obviously, but what that question was on a TikTok the other day, which is a TikTok I might make in the future as well. Is how many it sounds crazy, but like how many Hall of Famers do you think are on the current Lions roster if they stayed healthy and they played their career? You know, how many Hall of Famers are on that roster right now? It's not a ton, but I think you can make arguments for plenty of guys on that team. Both are great defense players. Yep. Ryan Branch, Kirby, St. Brown. Yep. Exactly. I mean, I would definitely argue it's going to be harder for running backs moving forward because they do these two back systems or whatever. But I wouldn't be shocked if Jameer Gibbs continues to play well and turns his career into a Hall of Fame career. I've told people before too, like if you think Matt Stafford's a Hall of Famer, then you have to consider he's not going to be because like we said earlier, he doesn't get enough love or whatever. But if you look at Jared Goff's numbers, they're great. They're really good, especially if he continues on with the kind of numbers he's had at Detroit. I mean, look at his last. It's just hard to tell with those guys, the quarterbacks these days, because these stats are getting so padded because it's turning into such an offensive game. But I mean, Golf the last 2 years, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. This year he has 9 and 2 so far. You'd have and for the second year with the Lions, he was 29 and 7. 29 and 7, 30 and 12, 37 and 12. Those are those are by all intents and purposes, like those are Hall of Fame numbers. And it's not like that's just with the Lions. He had 32-12 season with the Rams, 28 and 7 season with the Rams. So just lots of touchdowns and taking care of the football. He's done it most of his career. And this year he's at 9 and 2 at a 9 and 2 start. And obviously plenty of yards. He's been over 4,000 yards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and right at it 2 times. 39.52 1 year and 38.04. Correct on test scores. Goff has the numbers to make Super Bowl this year. Believe me. I hope so. Yep, Laporta and Jack Campbell. Yeah, there's so many. There really are. I mean, obviously all these guys aren't going to make a Hall of Fame, but I think you can make arguments for if they stay healthy. On 3rd and 6, Dak's going to throw sideline to Turpin, and he keeps his feet in bounds. Lovely catch there. First down, Cowboys with 5:36 remaining in the third quarter. We have a 20-16 ball game. Packers with the lead. The Cowboys hanging in there, and that's all they needed to do. Hey, Ray, look, check out Weatherman. YouTuber name is Ryan Hall, y'all, for YouTube channel. I will. I'll do that, Samuel. Appreciate you, my friend. Williams with the carry. He'll go left side 4 yards. Second down and 6 up and coming. How about them cowgirls? That was a nice little catch there. Those gloves will help you haul in that football. I know because I have Teddy's glove right here, Teddy Bridgewater's. Turbin will take the screen on this one, and he'll get the first down out to the 46-yard line. Hit that like button if you don't mind. That's what I'm doing right now. Just tap the screen, give the hearts. It's supposed to help the TikTok algorithm. I don't know if it does, but it's supposed to. Jerry Jones got to go. Been there for too long and giving them out too much money. Yeah, he ain't gonna go though. It's his team. He's gonna. I agree, but Devontae Williams, they'll fake the reverse and hand it off to him. He'll go 4 for 8 yards, second and 2 up and coming for the Cowboys. Which team do you prefer to lose tonight? The Packers to lose, my friend. The Cowboys to win. White Queens lost to Old Man Rogers. Yep, they did. That one didn't shock me at all. I was getting disappointed though. Pittsburgh was letting them back in for a while there. They had to cut down to a onside kick, which I'm more realistic at. Play action and Dak will go short. First down again to Illinois. Out of the 35-yard line, first down for Cowboys. Cowboys, nice looking drive on this one. I really did like Aaron Rodgers. Me too. I'm starting to like him more towards the end of his career. He seems to be having be a lot more relaxed and chill and not like such a douche, But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's these trips that he's going on, these little vacations that he did, but I'm starting to like him a little bit more than I used to. Dak on this drive, 5 for 5, 32 yards. He'll work under center on this one. Punch formation to the bottom of your screen. They'll do a reverse to Flournoy, and he has a seam here. He gets out to the 23-yard line. First down again for the Cowboys. Great gain. Yes, sir. Rodgers comeback Steelers. The Jets was not the right spot for him. Yeah, he had a tough time with the Jets. Steelers is a good team for him to go to. Well, I don't understand him going to the AFC. I just if because the thing for Rodgers is he wants another Super Bowl under his belt. I think he feels disrespected that he only has one and everything else. But I don't know why you would want to go to an AFC team if that's the case. It'd be difficult to get out of there with Bills, Ravens, and Chiefs. Would you trade Wandale for Shakir? Yes, I would. Are you going to? Pickens, corner of the end zone is not caught. It would have been an amazing catch if he did. Wentz isn't the savior. Well, no, of course. And JJ's gonna need time too. So, oh, Turpin had his man beat again. Yeah, that makes no sense. Wait, what makes no sense? Oh, going to the AFC. Yeah, I didn't understand that. All right, second and 10 up and coming. Turpin was not happy. He was open on that one. Dak's gonna throw it here to Ferguson. Haven't called his name much today. It's caught right at the marker. We'll see if it's first down or not. Rodgers going to AFC. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, my friend. Yeah, I agree, though. It's just, going AFC and you're in the before Burrow got hurt, you're in the division with the Ravens and Cincinnati. Like, it's not I mean, that's I don't know. If your goal is really to win a Super Bowl or whatever, I don't know about that. But hey, Peyton did it with the Broncos, and that was not a great time to stay in the AFC either. But I just AFC is so stacked right now. I mean, and it's really top heavy with it's particularly top heavy at the top with the Ravens and Bills and Chiefs. And if you'd asked me before today, before the Chargers lost to the Giants, I would have been like, the Chargers are really making a name for themselves or whatever. Browns should be calling Chargers for Trey Lance for Johnny on the spot here. Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with that. You got the rhythm and your network rocks out, OTS. Thanks, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. We were talking earlier before you got in here about how it can be kind of uh, frustrating that I can't get more people in these streams or whatever. So I really appreciate that. And we'll just keep working and hopefully, get some loyal people or whatever watching football and we'll be good to go. We got that. We got it going. I listened to Max, what's going on with the hurricane. I live in South Carolina as well. Susan, I haven't heard. I was kinda gonna pay more attention to that starting tomorrow morning, because it wasn't really supposed to really approach us this way, until Monday, late Monday or Tuesday, and I don't know if anything's changed or anything like that, but it looks like it could be pretty bad the last I checked, because it's 2 networks, it's 2 storms working together. Ferguson, touchdown for the Cowboys on an inside seam. He had a couple catches on this drive. Dak finds him, and Cowboys strike right back. 12 plays, 80 yards, 6 minutes and 34 seconds. And you got tight end guarded by a corner right there, and he's just gonna body him up. Nothing special, just a little quick, skinny post, inside seam kinda play. And, yeah, like Collinsworth saying, I'm not trying to steal his words, but it really is just rebounding, boxing your guy out or whatever when you're that big. I mean, tight end's a lot bigger, a lot stronger than a corner. That was too easy. Big mistake there by Green Bay with the defensive setup. Told you Dak Attack coming, and you ain't lying. Dak Attack. He's the best, and I'm going to be telling my friends about him definitely. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate that, man. Really do. We gonna get in it. We gonna get it popping in here. My thinking is, because I've done a channel before or whatever, and on YouTube I have 8,300, I think, or something like that, subscribers. Um, I know we can get it going. It's just my thing is if you just keep showing up, you gotta it's a long-term play, to me, you have to build rapport with people, let them know why they should watch you or whatever, and, make them feel involved. One thing too is, like, I I tell my people on YouTube because we used to have, like, hundreds in the stream, sometimes thousands, honestly, on big games, is that I actually appreciate there's I get frustrated, but I appreciate these times right now because later on, whenever I had hundreds and sometimes thousands on stream, I felt bad because a lot of people who always supported me, it's just I still do. I feel like I'm one of the better ones keeping up with chat, even when I had hundreds or thousands, but, I mean, you can't read everybody's chat when there's hundreds of thousands in there. So don't forget us when you blow up. Yeah, exactly. What I did when I would have that many people in my stream is, I still would remember the people who were there for me when I was, like, trying to grow and talking to nobody, basically, and as I would see the chat, I would see their name or whatever, and I would at least make sure I mm, acknowledged them as much as I could, but it does get harder, obviously. It does get harder, and I used to tell people back then or whatever, I'm like, "Just know that I really appreciate y'all regardless." I don't know I know what it's like to be in somebody's chat and chat over and over again and never get a response from them or whatever, so it's like, "Why am I even typing anything in the chat box? Nobody's talking to me." Gotta have more people share your network, go share on Chat Sports. Thanks, my friend, appreciate that. I agree, obviously. Who's your favorite Lions player? Current favorite Lions player, I always go all over the place with this. Definitely like Amon-Ra for sure. But I feel like my favorite is probably Aiden Hutchinson. I have so many favorites. I really like Brian Branch. I like this team a lot. We have a lot of guys with high character guys, good players, just doing their job, doing their role. But yeah, Aiden Hutchinson would probably be my favorite if you asked me. That's what I got my son. That's the jersey I got my son and stuff. But obviously favorite Lions player ever is Barry Sanders without question. Barry Sanders. I like Mo Gray back in the day. A lot of old school Lions. Corey Schlesinger, Chris Spielman. Man, we had some good ones. Barry Sanders all time, then Aiden Hudson and Amon Ross St. Brown. Yeah, we basically said the same thing, didn't we? That's fair. A lot of great players we got. I agree, my friend. Barry Sanders is the Lion King. I agree. He's he's on he's on Mount Rushmore by himself. He gets a statue by himself. Sam Laporta, my favorite, gets underlooked. Goff is pretty good. I like those. I like those picks. I met Corey. Nice. That's awesome. Is he pretty cool or remember back in those days, man. I was thinking about that the other day, like Jermaine Crowell and Herman Moore and Johnny Morton and David Sloan. It's just we had some okay teams back then, honestly. We just didn't have the best coaching and defense was kinda rough at times. Every time we would think I remember, like, cornerbacks, I would get so excited about yeah, you say Trey Bly, he's really cool, that's awesome. Remember, like, Terry Fair and Bryant Westbrook. Remember Eric Hipple? He was average. I actually don't know that. I don't know who Eric Hipple is. Is that before my time? I'm 38. End of 3rd quarter, Cowboys up 23-20. Hey, Ray, do you where do you work? I mostly do, various forms of social media for work. So, I do, like, Amazon influencer, so I review Amazon products and just give my honest review on that. I kinda lucked into that and just found that. TikTok shop a little bit, not too much. I'm not the type that, like, tries to sit there putting product on people or whatever. I just like if I like something, I review it, basically. If it's helped out my life, I review it honestly and show people, and you get commission off of that or whatever for each sale you get, stuff like that. So, that's mostly what I do, and honestly, like, I don't mind doing getting my hands dirty on some, like, side gigs and stuff like that, so I'll do DoorDash all the time. People try to make fun of me for it or whatever, but I actually make okay money doing DoorDash. It just kind of adds another thing to, to my different various forms of income or whatever. Now I don't wanna do it long term. I'd rather have a channel and have fun or whatever, but you gotta do what you gotta do. A lot of people, crap on Goff as quarterback. He ain't horrible at all. He has his moments, but he's great. I'm a huge Goff fan. Like, you're not gonna, I don't know. I've gotten in trouble on here for saying I think he's better than Stafford. Like, I do think he's better than Stafford. I don't think Stafford had near the clutch team that he has a lot of times that Goff has, and Goff is better on 3rd down. I mean, just as a Lions fan, I don't know if it's because Goff has more help around him or whatever. That's been the hard part for me to determine, but I've enjoyed the Goff years much more than I have the Stafford years. 52 here. Oh, okay, nice. Longtime Lions fan. Jahvid Best before he got hurt, he was a stud. Number 44 over there, wearing that 44 jersey. Our quarterback depth is in shambles. Do you really think that? If Tarian really got hurt, then yeah, but if not, we got DJ Reed for who knows how long, but I don't know, man. I just hope we don't have so many issues on the injury front this year like we did last year. Last year was, probably the toughest. I don't know about for y'all. I'm trying to determine if what would you say last year was more frustrating being a exit to the Commanders right away or whatever with a 15-2 record, or would you say the year before that was more frustrating because we were up 24-7 on our way to the Super Bowl? I think if I had to pick, I'd probably pick the 49ers game because we had that, and we had it. We were 1 half away from the Super Bowl. Jacobs will run right side and gain about 3 yards, about 4. 3rd and 3 up and coming for the Packers. It's a big play here earlier in the 4th quarter. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Stafford is a good quarterback, but I definitely think Goff is, doing better. Yeah, I think so. Stafford just he just misses a lot on 3rd down back in the day, man. I mean, he got the Super Bowl, but I don't think that was a Goff and Stafford thing. I mean, the Rams just went all out on and needed a few pieces, and they bought money on those. They spent money on those pieces. Good, okay, thank you, Ray, says Samuel. Love gonna take off. He'll get the 1st down and then some out to the 40, into the 35 before he's taken down. Phil says that's 100% the reason Goff is not better than Stafford. I don't I don't know. I mean, I think everybody's opinion is important. I just like I don't know. I watch these quarterbacks, and it's just I mean, Goff had good years with the Rams too. He had great years with the Rams. I'm gonna look at some things. Yeah, I mean, Stafford's career completion percentage is 63.4. Goff's is 65.8. Stafford has 60,923 yards all time in what? How many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 61,017 years. Golf has 36,000 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I feel like things are pretty comparable. 385 touchdowns for Stafford compared to Goff's 231 and 190 interceptions to Goff's 96. Quarterback rating for Goff is or for Stafford is 91.4, for Goff is 96.1. Statistically, Goff's gonna be better on everything, but you could argue that his teammates, but he also played at LA, so I feel Rams would have won the Super Bowl even if they kept Goff. I think the same thing. I mean, they went to a Super Bowl already with Goff. I thank God we don't lose Hush again. I hope to God we don't lose Hush like we did last year. We won't. We won't. I was worried too, though. I only need Golden Score to hit parlay. Should I cash out 93 cash out risk for 1.3K? I never believe these when I see these, Brian. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think Golden's gonna score. But I don't want to be that person that says he won't and then he does. First down for the Packers as they approach the red zone here. That's why Stafford left to Goff's team and then won a Super Bowl. Well, yeah, they also brought in Jalen Ramsey and Odell Beckham and some some other guys. Von Miller. Come on, Packers, says Susan. It's a good game so far. This drive is 6 plays, 49 yards. You have to look at the context. Stafford was putting up numbers on teams that are literally some of the worst teams in the history. Wait, he made the playoffs twice for us. Had Calvin Johnson. I mean, Golf has never had a Calvin Johnson. I only need Golden. Oh yeah, we already said that. Stafford leaving was the best thing for us. Yeah, that was. I mean, it was a good trade for both sides, honestly. Stafford needed to go. Also, who's won the matchup between the Lions and the Rams more? They won that first year barely in LA, and we've beat them the next 2 times. Jacob, right side, couple cuts, and he's in. Touchdown, Packers. They'll go up 27-23 after the extra point. This game is getting offensive all of a sudden. Second touchdown for Jacobs this half. 8 plays, 70 yards on that one. Both defenses looking pretty gassed. I mean, it's the run game's gotten a lot better for the Packers here late down the stretch. Cowboys were doing a really good job containing Jacobs. Extra point is good. So they'll take a 27-23 lead with 11:39 left in the fourth. We'll go to commercial break. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. Give me a follow if you haven't already. I appreciate it. 2.7K likes over on TikTok. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Stafford leaving made Detroit better. Golf and draft picks turned us around. Oh, yeah, for sure. I can never remember who the 4th guy is. I know I wanna say we got Goff, Laporta, Gibbs, and somebody else. I can look that up. Who did Detroit end up getting for the Stafford trade? Alright, so we got Sam Laporta for in place of Stafford, we got Goff, of course. We got, Melifonwu, who's gone. Jameson Williams, Josh Paschal, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Sam Laporta. So, you know, that's a lot for one player. And let me see something here. What do you think of Jared Love, as a quarterback? Or you're not Jared Love, Jordan Love as a quarterback? Um, I'm not the biggest Love, but man, when he drops some dimes, but he's pretty inconsistent and just makes a lot of mistakes at the wrong time. So, I'm not the biggest Jordan Love. I'm not he doesn't concern me like some past Packers quarterbacks have, especially Rodgers, obviously. I'm seeing something really quick, guys, sorry. Alright, let's see. Pack. If Cleveland would have done that with, Garrett could help them also. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What do you think of we got already that. The Chiefs are back. No one wants that, but it's true. No, no one wants that, but they sure look good today. They just proved that they show up whenever, whenever whenever people start to doubt them, they're like, "Nah, hold on. We still here." Sorry, wrong name. No, you're fine. I knew who you were talking about. I just drew a blank for a second. I was like, "Who what is his actual name?" I was like, I couldn't get it out. Philip said, "I agree. I think Stafford leaving made Detroit better, but if I could choose Stafford or Golf on the team currently, I'm taking Stafford 10 out of 10 times." Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me being a Lions fan. Like Stafford has good zip on the ball. He has one of the nicest spirals we've ever seen in football, honestly. Like he's, I don't know, man. I saw him for years. We saw him for years. Like we saw him overthrow, overshoot, always trying to, no touch passes. When I don't know. I always feel more confident with Golf, but I obviously understand your argument that the team around Golf is better. I think it is, obviously, and much more chemistry and stuff like that, but, I mean, part of that's on the quarterback too. I thought Golf had enough help. I mean, Stafford had enough help in Detroit at times. I feel Caleb Williams isn't the answer. I'm still I'm stuck on Caleb Williams. Like like, he wasn't my favorite quarterback out of last year's draft. People can vouch for me that I said Jaden Daniels was the best quarterback in the draft. But I also said JJ McCarthy was the second best, so that's yet to be determined, and he didn't look good in his second start. Prescott out to Turpin on the quick out, 3rd and 3, and they convert. Getting down the stretch here, 27-23, 10 minutes remaining. So, yeah, no, I agree with all that, Philip. Saw him for years with terrible coordinators, no defense, no offensive line, and mid receivers after Cal. I agree. But, I mean, what's a mid receiver, you know? I mean, I think people could argue Amon Ra would. I mean, he was drafted later for a reason or whatever, not other people viewed him as mid. I mean, Stafford had Golden Tate, guys like that. Stafford had Golden Tate, Hawkinson. Chat could probably help. There's Lions fans on the TikTok chat. They probably help me out with plenty of names. Goff is a better game manager than Stafford. Yeah, I I definitely agree that I definitely feel like Goff takes care of the ball better. Maybe that's one of my biggest things when I'm thinking about a quarterback. He went to a team with some talent and won a Super Bowl. Think about him with this Lions team, he would be 5K plus yards easy. Well, yes, and I mean, but with that was one season. He wins the Super Bowl, goes there 1 year, and like they went all out. You know, teams do that all the time. I mean, Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl with the Broncos. Are we going to say like on a terrible statistical year? Golden Tate ain't number one. No, I'm saying Golden Tate. Like, what makes him on Raw so special or whatever? Where I mean, I feel like I feel like the system in golf is a big part of that. So I get where you're coming from, but Golden Tate was a pretty good receiver. He was the number one for Detroit whenever Calvin retired. I believe. I believe he was still there for a couple years after Calvin retired, and so somebody had to be the number one. So you guys slaughter the worst fan base in the NFL. Wait, who? All right, 27-23, Green Bay with the lead here, 3rd and 2 for the Cowboys at their own 43. 8:40 remaining. Jackson shotgun, and yeah, some pressure on Dak. Was that Parsons? Yep, Parsons got the hit on him. And will the Cowboys go for it? 4th and 2. Think about all the time Stafford would be throwing 40 plus times because he was behind by 30 points. Of course, he threw more interceptions. Well, okay, but I can make the argument that's why his stats were padded too. You're throwing that many times, that adds yardage, touchdowns, everything. You can't just pick one thing. You don't get to just pick interceptions and make that excuse or whatever. I could just say, okay, well, that's why you had more touchdowns and that's why you had more yardage. Prescott, Cowboys will go for it. They find Pickens. Did he get under the ball? He seems to think so. 1st and 10, Cowboys. Hurts playing great for Eagles right now, looking tough. Oh, yeah, I agree. He had a good day. I played him in fantasy today too. What makes him on Raw number one is because the O line and run game is so good. Stafford never had an O line and run game like what there is now. I mean, I agree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that. Mm, 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 mm. I just would you argue with me that like Stafford wouldn't have won the Super Bowl if they didn't bring in some of the guys that they brought in that year? Because I mean, Tampa did that and won. The Broncos did that and won. Prescott, play action on 2nd and 5. Lost it too high for Tolbert. 3rd and 5 up and coming. What's the Darius Smith done in Philly yet? Absolutely nothing to my knowledge. Hurts playing great. Oh, yeah, we saw that one already. He would have the same yardage and touchdowns because he would be up like golf is. I don't know. That doesn't make if he's throwing more because he's down, then he's going to have more touchdowns and yardage. You would throw less if you're up. You made that point. You said, think about all the time Stafford would be throwing 40 plus times because he was behind by 30 points. So if he's behind by 30 points and throwing 40 plus times, that's helping his stats positively, especially with the defenses playing back or whatever, just trying not to give up a big play. Why we didn't re-sign him? Why didn't we re-sign Zadarius? For one, Zadarius, he's not like a culture guy. He doesn't. He was running his mouth before the Lions had even gotten rid of him. That's not good. That's not good for this team. This team likes each other and wants to be there. He was trying to make it about himself. The guys they brought in didn't help a tremendous amount other than Odell for 2 quarters in the Super Bowl. I don't know, I have a shady memory, like a pretty bad memory with that stuff. Like, I thought they brought in Von Miller. I thought he made a plenty of impactful plays. One thing that could help your argument is Goff's 2020 numbers compared to Stafford's 2021 numbers. That's where we'd have to look into what guys came that year or whatever, because Goff's 2020 numbers were not good with the Rams, 20 and 13, and Stafford's 2021 numbers were 41 and 17. So that would definitely help your case. Stafford never went 15 and 2 and took us to 2 quarters away from win, being in the Super Bowl. Larry says because he's doing nothing, laugh out loud. That was my point. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. He ain't doing nothing. I don't even know how much he sees the field with that front seven. 2nd and 4 now for the Cowboys. Approaching 6 minutes. They'll go Javante right side. He's got a hole out to the 1 yard line. 1st and goal, Cowboys. That isn't true. He was pushing because he was behind, making more careless throws, trying to push things. If he had a great defense line and run game, he would be putting up the numbers easy still. I mean, I don't know. You're gonna put up everything whenever you're behind making a ton of throws. You're gonna have more touchdowns, more interceptions, and more yardage. Dak under center, they're actually at the 3 yard line somehow. I've been terrible with spotting with spots, but they'll get to the 1 yard line on that run, I think. When Detroit played Washington in playoffs, I thought something was way off for some reason. It's just our defense was, I mean, gave up 45 points because it was just a different way that day. Yeah. No, we saw signs of that against Buffalo and some other teams down the stretch. Our defense was not good. We played well against Minnesota that last game of the season, and it gave me hope, but not for long. Javonte Williams will take the direct stop. Snap, he'll get into the end zone. It's a touchdown. There's a flag on the play. This is crazy. It is crazy. Well, Hutch was out too, though. Yeah, but he'd been out for a while at that point. No, Philip, you're not making any sense. That ain't true at all, cuzzo, or all the crappy teams' quarterbacks would have stud numbers. That never happens. Well, the quarterback has to be good. I'm not saying Stafford isn't good. There's quarterbacks who, like, are I mean, Dak is a good example of that. He pads stats a lot down the stretch when their team's down all the time. Quarterbacks pad stats all the time when they're losing. Stafford definitely had padded stats for the Lions. Like, I don't think that's a debate. I also feel Ben was thinking Chicago when calling plays also. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point, Larry. I agree with that. Like it or not, because he had met with them that week before the game. All right, 30-27, Cowboys touchdown stand. The thing too is, I mean, I feel like you should know that of all people, because when you make bets or whatever on prize picks, a lot of times it looks like your quarterback's not going to hit the yardage by any means, and they're losing. And the only hope you have is that they're losing by 17. And then all of a sudden, their stat line gets closer and closer to reaching that over number for the yardage because they're padding stats. And that was a lot of Stafford. If you're losing, if Stafford's a lot of seasons was going 7-9, then he's padding stats a lot. I don't know. I mean, he's got some crazy yardage, but like I don't know. Stafford never taken care of the ball as well as as well as Goff has outside of a season here and there. I mean, 20 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 29, 19, 13 and 20 in his rookie year. There's been some 21 and 11. There's been some bad years. There's years for the Lions that he was pretty rocky. He just got a lot of yardage. That's always been his thing. Completion percentage is lower. Throwing to Megatron didn't hurt either. No, it didn't. That's an easy that's an easy target. I mean, my thing is, I don't mind people saying obviously, I don't mind people saying Stafford's better than Goff. For one, the longevity is there, so you have more to work off of. I just don't think it's as clear cut as people would ever say. Me personally I would probably take Goff. I've enjoyed having Goff on the team more than I ever did Stafford. I couldn't stand Stafford on third down. I'll always go back to that. I lived that over and over again. There's so many times. I never felt comfortable on third down with him. And when Goff is at third down, again, you can make the argument that it's the team and how good we are and everything else, and that's a fair argument. That's just something that's like opinionated. We're going to actually know if that's why Goff is whatever. But I feel so confident on third down. I feel confident on fourth down with Goff, and I would never feel confident like that with Stafford. Uh, Larry says same here. Says he agrees. Billy Sims was great back in the day. Yep, he was. You in Michigan? Nope, South Carolina. You've only just enjoyed Goff because he's winning. Well, he's been doing it the whole. He's been doing it the whole time he's been with the Lions. Outside of that first year, like which 2021, he only went 19-8. I don't know what we were doing that first year. 20 since then, 29-7, 30-12, 37-12. And he's off to a good start this year, 9-2 touchdown interception. Last 3 years, 4,400 yards or more. I don't know. You tell me. Stafford, Stafford, has he been hurt a lot these last 3 years or what? He's also older than Goff now, so it's not fair to compare what the numbers are right now. Next month, October Breast Cancer Awareness Month on October 1st. Yes, it is. My mother had breast cancer, actually. Year 1 Lions hated Goff. Well, yeah. Because we watched Stafford win the Super Bowl and Goff. I don't know. I've actually always liked Goff from the jump. Thanks for the follow, Frank. Appreciate you, my friend. I was ready to move on from Stafford. It was kinda like a 50-50. Lions fans were either fine with it or not. I'm telling you, and you keep saying I'm wrong. I am saying you're wrong. I'm the Lions fan. Are you the Lions fan or am I the Lions fan? Every all the Lions fans would say that there was like a 50-50 divide between people who were mad about the trade and people who were not mad about the trade. Some people wanted Stafford to go on and win the Super Bowl. That was me. I wanted him to win the Super Bowl. I was glad he did. Um, and I was happy that we got rid of him. I thought it was best for both people. I thought it was best for Stafford personally, and I thought it was best for the Lions organization, and it was for both. Both people got their way out of that. The only thing I don't like that the Lions fans do is boo Stafford now. I wouldn't boo him, but he seems to take that pretty well. One pride, Wally. Good to see you in the house, my friend. 30-27, Cowboys with the lead. This thing's been back and forth. A lot of scoring in the second half. It's been pretty great. See if Jordan Love can match it. This is amazing, can't wait for Thanksgiving now. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready for that rematch already. Samuel said he's wearing his pink shirt for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yes, sir. I like it, Samuel. Browns, Saints, Dolphins, Cardinals, Raiders would all love to have golf. Yeah, I agree, Larry. I mean, I don't know. Golf is obviously disrespected for sure. I don't a lot of Lions fans feel that way, but I feel like he's starting to get, like, the respect that he maybe deserves. I just wish he wouldn't have that one game every now and then where he's throw with 3 plus interceptions. It comes out of nowhere, but it happens. Love gets it out, and, they only gained about 2 yards on that first play to Williams. Second down up and coming, 4:42 remaining, Dallas up 30-27. They have the Packers where they want them, honestly. That if you'd ask any Dallas fan if they'd be up 3 points with 4 minutes, they'd say, "Heck yeah." Larry says like the Texans last year. Yeah. Yeah, what's happening to Stroud lately? He had a pretty good rookie season and then seems to be digressing a little bit. Gotta go, so take care, Joe. Good to see you in the house, my friend. Yeah, okay, I'll be ready to go to bed as soon as this stream's over for sure. Take care, man. Appreciate you being here. St. Louis kids at hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, says Samuel. Oh, yeah, yeah. St. Jude, there's St. Jude there too. Not go back doing college football streams when you started back up? Just mainly Saturdays, Arnold, and just like as an adult with kids and they have friends and cousins and everything else. You got birthday parties, you got birthday parties, you got people's celebrations like wedding showers, weddings, all that stuff. It's always on a Saturday, so it gets life gets in the way of college football streams. That's gonna be called by Wicks on a cornerback tried to make a play on the ball, and it's actually Dobbs with the catch, sorry. Cornerback tried to make a play on the ball, he overshot it, and somehow gets through to Dobbs, and it'll be a first down for the Packers. Yeah, I'm not gonna say this about everybody doing college football streams, but I would say it's very difficult. Like, you pretty much need to not be married or not have kids or something like that to do Saturday streams. Either that or you're not going to these things that you need to be going to. Ohio State players overrated, laugh out loud, says Larry. I like it. I'll take that all day. We're going to injury timeout. It's 30-27, 1st and 10 for the Packers. You too. I will keep sharing and watching. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that, my friend. Hey, Ray, when's the next live stream? I'm not gonna do tomorrow. I just don't wanna do Jets and Dolphins or Bengals and Broncos. So what's the Thursday night game? I've learned that I probably can't do 3 on Sunday. I tried 3 on Sunday the first week. It just exhausted me. Yeah, I'll see why I would miss they got another AFC or NFC West, game here on this Thursday. Niners and Rams, I'll probably be here for that to watch the great Matt Stafford, you know? I'm just kidding. Yeah, Niners and Rams, I'll probably be here for. I don't see why I'll miss out on Thursday. And then Sunday, so I'll be here at, 8:15 on Thursday. Sunday, Lions play the Bengals at 4:25 Eastern. Um, let's see what the 1 o'clock games are. Raiders and Colts, no. Giants, Saints, no. Cowboys, Jets, no. Broncos, Eagles, maybe. I don't know. We might do the Broncos, Eagles, or just skip the 1 o'clock games. We'll see. But I'll do Lions and Bengals for sure, and maybe Patriots, Bills Sunday night. We'll see. I've gotten to the point where, like, I wanna grow the channel, but I'm just gonna be more realistic these days. Like, I can't call games that I'm not interested in. I've learned that over the years. This week had some more interesting games than usual. Ravens, Chiefs was I like calling that one. I thought it was gonna be better. Let's see where we at. NFC North connection, Stafford and Adams. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Oh, Green Bay and Detroit. I needed Adams to do better today. Needed Adams to do better today because I was going up against Puka. Right, here we go. 1st and 10. Jordan Love gonna throw the ball to the dirt under heavy pressure here. 2nd and 10 up and coming. Tried to set up the screen, but we couldn't get it working there. 3:34 remaining here. Green Bay and Dallas both have all three of their timeouts. Cowboys trying to refrain from stay away from going 2 and 2 or 1 and 3. Packers, after the hot start to the season, in danger of falling to 2 and 2. We'll see what happens. Their offense has been on fire, though. They only need a field goal to tie it up, touchdown to win it. Cowboys just might pull it off. Yeah, they're taking them to the wire. This is all I could ask for. Love gonna find Wilson out of the backfield, and Wilson's gonna plow forward for a first down out to the 47 of Dallas. This is one of those things. I mean, these offenses right now are just scoring at will pretty much back and forth. So it's advantage Packers for sure, in my opinion, because even though Dallas has all three timeouts, the Packers can definitely utilize their clock here. And really, it feels like one of those games where it's the last team to get the ball. So almost like if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'd almost be okay if there was like a big play right here and the Packers scored because I feel like right now it's whoever has the ball last. Hey Ray, look, self-driving floor cleaning robot at Walmart store. I'll have to review it. 2:39 and counting now. And the Packers are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. They're taking their time. They don't want Dallas to get the ball back. Larry says you're probably right. I'm thinking so, man. I really would. If I was a Cowboys fan and they scored a long touchdown right now, I'd be like, okay, I'm actually fine with that. I got three timeouts. We've got 30 points. I'd rather leave it on the offense than the defense right now. Emmanuel Wilson drops a pass, but big mistake out of the Cowboys. That's going to be unnecessary roughness. Didn't need to hit him like that. That's going to be a first down for the Packers and some help there. But that's also good for the Cowboys if they want to get the ball last because that's 15 yards, and that's you can only waste so much time when closer you get to the goal line. I think if the Cowboys can't find again, if the Cowboys can't find a way to, they're not. I don't think they're going to stop Green Bay on this drive. So almost really like for them to get in here. If you're rooting for the Cowboys, they have 10 penalties today for 85 yards. Don't look back at that. 7 for 53 for Green Bay. How about them G-men, baby? Praying Malik is okay. Yeah, I am too as well, my friend. That was a big win today. I'm still shook over that one. First down for Jacobs, and he's just carrying guys out to the 15-yard line. We'll hit the 2-minute warning. Man, this is gonna be interesting to see how both teams go about this here down the stretch. 30-27. The Packers, they gotta be thinking like, we don't wanna score. If you give the Cowboys a minute or more, with 3 timeouts, they're in good shape. I got a feeling the Packers are gonna take this one. I heard Neighbors is out for a while. Wait, Neighbors, Malik Neighbors. Yeah, he's out for the season probably, from what I've heard. I heard it's ACL, and that might already be confirmed. Yeah, I think he got carted off, didn't he? Yeah, then we got New Orleans next week, so there's a good chance Dart can start 0 and or 2-0. Nice. Yeah, I mean, the Chargers, pretty disappointed if I'm a Chargers fan right now. You start out 3-0 just looking sharp, man. They were really figuring some things out. Good division wins over Denver and Kansas City. Then you go around and lay an egg against the Giants. Not make fun of your Giants, but they're not that, not the best start for the Giants so far. I just gave them short fields, gave them free points. Bring on Cincy, says Larry. Yep, got Cincy next week. It's our bye week. I know we have, the Chiefs after Cincy, but I just wonder when the Lions have their bye week this year. When do we get a breather? 10-5, 10-12, 10-20, right between the Bucks and Vikings on, October 27th is our bye week. And no neighbors for the entire second half. Yeah. Yeah, Chargers have no excuse for losing that game, in my opinion, but they did, so it is what it is. Yeah, Lions looking awfully good since that rough week 1 loss. We're okay, we're bouncing back. Should beat the Bengals. If we can find a way to beat the Chiefs after that, then that'd be amazing. 5-1 start, I would take that all day with our schedule up to that point. 'Cause up to that point, if you were 5-1 and you played at Green Bay, at Baltimore, and at the Chiefs, and you're 5-1, yeah, give me that. I would take Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Really appreciate it. Really had a lot of fun talking to you guys. We'll close out this game here in a little bit. Packers down 3 points. See what happens in the waning moments. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. We'll be here Thursday, more than likely for the Niners and Rams, and I'll have videos all throughout the week. Pitch out to Jacobs on this one. Loss of about 3. He's out at the 18-yard line, and Cowboys are gonna use one of their timeouts. Week 1 woke them up. We didn't play starters in the preseason. Yeah, that was weird though, Larry, don't you think? I wonder how much of an effect that had in that week 1 game. I feel like it might, you know, but I guess with the year we had last year with injuries, I guess Dan Campbell and company was thinking, "Let's not mess around here in the preseason." One of the few times he's not taking risk, I guess. But yeah, I do think we looked pretty lethargic in week 1, and it was a lot of Green Bay though too. They came ready to play. I think us beating them 6 of the last 7, they were tired of that. I think they wanted it and needed it a little bit more than we did. 2nd and 13 now for the Packers. Jordan Love working out of shotgun. He's gonna flip it out to Wilson on the screen. Nothing doing. Gain of 3. 3rd and 10, and the Cowboys will use another timeout, and the Cowboys need to get stopped here on 3rd down. Green Bay's able to get the 1st down, they can milk that clock and get a touchdown, win this game pretty easily. But if the Cowboys can get a stop here and force a field goal, now all of a sudden, Dak and company just needs to move it down the field and get 3 points. I'm ready going tomorrow morning, wake up time 6:30 AM, drive from Vicksburg, Mississippi to Jackson, Mississippi, full day in Jackson, Mississippi. Nice, Samuel. It should be fun, man. Be safe, though. All right, here we go. 3rd down for Green Bay today. They're 8 for 10. Average yards to go 6.2. Man, they've been great on 3rd down. See if they can keep going with that. From the 15-yard line, they need 10 yards. And the gain is at the 5. Love out of shotgun again, sends Kraft in motion all the way to the outside. Love is going to loft it up. He's got his man. Dobbs for a 3rd time. Wow. 3 touchdowns for Dobbs on the day. That was way too easy if you're the Cowboys. Gave him a I mean, that post has been working for both teams. What are they doing? Like, play your safeties up. The post is it's like you can't stand deep into the goal into the end zone. That's not gonna if he beats you to the line, you're like, it's a touchdown. How many times have we seen today that post or seam route? I mean, a lot of the touchdowns have been right up the middle like that. Just like beating the safety to the spot. It's been terrible defense. I mean, the offense has been fine on both ends, but I would argue the defense has been so bad that, like, that's the bigger thing. Cowboys doing cowboy things, says Larry, no joke. Imma go to the bathroom really quick before this next drive starts, so I'll be right back. Turpin, great return, let's go. Yeah, Turpin all the way out to the 46 apparently. Nice. Here we go. Cowboys might get this. Let's go Lions. Yes, sir. Let's go Lions indeed. Uh-oh. Dak doing Dak things. Is that a fumble or a pass? We're gonna see. They're saying incomplete on the field. Dak, don't Dak. Come on, man. Don't call it come Dak. All right. What down is it? Just second down? Here we go. Second down and 10. 135 remaining. Cowboys have one timeout. They need a touchdown to win. Field goal doesn't no good, obviously. We'll see if Parsons can make a play here for the Packers down the stretch. That's what they brought him here for. We'll see if the Cowboys get the best of their old teammate. George Pickens needs to step up. Yep, I agree with that. He made that nice catch in the first half, but commentator, now they're asking thinks it should have been intentional grounding, but they're not going to call it. So, see what happens. Second and 10. Dak working out of shotgun. Has time this time around. Gets it out to Ferguson. Ferguson takes some big hit. Gets out to 47, the 47-yard line of the Packers. Gain of about 6, maybe 7. Throws it down and short up and coming. Samuel's out. Have a good night, Samuel. Be safe, my friend. Appreciate you. Thanks for asking us to be safe. Have a great night, and thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Colbert found across the middle. He gets out to the 27-yard line. First down, Cowboys. 102, 1 minute remaining. Timeout, plenty of time. At the 28. Dak working out shotgun again. No huddle. Finds his man, Pickens. He catches it and runs with it. Is he in the end zone? Touchdown, Cowboys. It's kind of like what I said just a second ago. These offenses are scoring at will, so you got to be worried that the Packers now have plenty of time. 43 seconds left on a drive that was just 3 plays, 54 yards, 102 in time of possession. I mean, you got to go in the end zone there. You can't. You need a touchdown. You can't risk it like the Packers maybe could have risked it, where they needed only a field goal to tie it. But Packers getting the ball back. There we go. Indeed, I like it. but I'm nervous still. 3 timeouts, 43 seconds. Cowboys have given up 34 points. Like, they could very easily do the same thing the Packers or they could very easily do the same thing that the Dallas Cowboys just did. We'll see, though. See if the defense can step up, beat their old teammate. Pickens did step up. You called that one. Said you need him to step up, and he did. That's a nice little cut inside as soon as he caught it. Those usually work too when you kinda, like, catch it and just turn, do a little spin. You get past that first tackler or whatever, you're in the open field. Larry, thanks for being here tonight, man. Really do appreciate it. It's been fun. Even if you've been the only commenter every now and then. I appreciate it. It's tougher to call the games. I've gotten used to it over the years, but it's tougher to call the games when nobody's talking. Yeah, that was a nice route by Pickens and just over pursuit by the corner. Didn't make the safe tackle. Pickens a little faster than I thought he was on that play too. I'm not gonna lie. I know he's fast, but he hit the Jets on that one. Doing a little Sally. Had a blast, and it's not the beer talking either, brother. One pride, love. Appreciate you, man. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to make it like fun for all of us, Trying to make it fun for all of us. Let everybody get involved, talk sports. Good time, man. It's more fun when I get a drink, and usually I do. What's bad about that though, sometimes when I drink, I do forget to call the game. I get so, like, into the conversations or whatever. Heck, sometimes I do that when I'm sober. Mission accomplished. Thanks, my friend. I appreciate that. Jordan Love, one game winning drive starting in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime. This is his 5th season, so not really his forte. We'll see if he can do it here. Offense has been great tonight for the Packers, 34 points. Nothing more important, though, than scoring on this drive. They need a field goal. They only need a field goal. Down 3, 35 seconds, all 3 timeouts left. Kraft will go in motion to his left. He's got Jacobs in the backfield with him, working at a shotgun. He'll go to Jacobs on a little flip screen, and Jacobs has some room here. He gets all the way out to the, I'll say 45-yard line, 49. Way too easy. Way too easy. If you're Dallas, I mean, come on. Where is the defense? Where's Micah Parsons when you need him? Yeah, Collinsworth is right. These screen passes have been crushing the Cowboys. They've not done a good job getting out on them, whether it's Emmanuel Wilson or Jacobs, doesn't matter. 1st and 10, 28 seconds left. Love flushed out, going to his right. Might be sacked here, throws it away. Good play by Love. Good arm strength there too to get it past the line of scrimmage as well as somebody in his vicinity. Laugh out loud. Wright or Charles Haley. Yeah, going way back. Charles Haley. That was good pressure though just now. And that was James Houston, the ex-Lion on the pressure. Fly Eagles fly over there from Mark. Appreciate you being here, brother. 22 seconds left. 2nd and 10. McManus, kicker for the Packers. He's got leg. Plenty of it. Working from the 49. Out of shotgun again. Love. Goes left. Man open. Has him. Complete for 9 yards. Cowboys are real comfortable and confident over there on the sideline. I don't know about all that. They're already at their 40-yard line, are the Packers. And they're really kind of technically in field goal range right now. What's your thoughts on them birds, dog? They look good. Look really good. don't think anybody's shocked. Good resiliency last week too against the Bucks, obviously. But he won't have that mile high air to help. Yep, that's true. That is true. A dome though, those are usually easy. Easy to kick in. I think we might be going to OT. Still though, if you can force him to a long 50-something yarder, I mean that ain't gonna be easy. Obviously. Packers will use a timeout. This is what's interesting about this game is you got two quarterbacks that they haven't done it yet. They might do it here. You got two quarterbacks that like tend to make a bonehead decision late in games, you know. Dak and Jordan Love are kind of known for that. Yeah, that's a good point. They're showing the replay of the Dallas blocking the extra point and getting those 2 points. How huge does that look now? Well, I guess not. Well, no, they say that. That's if they tied up with a field goal. Yeah, it'd be tied up with the field goal instead of winning it with a field goal. Or no, it would be tied up altogether, yeah, because the Green Bay would have 1 more point, Dallas would have 2 less points. But ifs and buts. McManus's long ever is 61. All right. 1st and 10 for the Packers after the timeout. They're at about the 39-yard line. They push that ball forward. I saw where it was before the timeout, and it's forward compared to what it was. Oh, well. 1st and 10, they're gonna hand it off to Jacobs. He'll go forward to about the 35-yard line, and they'll use another timeout with 8 seconds remaining. See how Matt LaFleur approaches this last little bit. Yeah, it is in the middle of the field. You don't wanna move it to the hash mark. A lot of times, most kickers don't like that. It's a tense game. That's been fun, Mike Tirico. You're right. All right, here we go. Love working out a shotgun. Dobbs to the bottom of the screen with 3 touchdowns today. He has had himself a day. Love will go deep, and he's gonna throw it out of bounds, intended for Wicks, misses him. Had him open there, honestly. Wicks had beaten Diggs. They're gonna kick a field goal here. 4 seconds left. It'll be overtime. Will be a Cowboys win. We're about to find out. Come on, boys. Come on, Cowboys. Where is my round cup? She gone. Oh, there we go. That'll do it. McManus, 53-yard attempt at the official. Snaps 2 inside, but they, get the snap. They get the hold down, and it's good right down the center. Beautiful kick by McManus. Plenty of leg on it. We'll go to OT. Extra ball. Hey, do you like the Lions? I do. That pretty is that pretty obvious? Overtime. Yes, sir, Larry. Overtime. I'm still here. Yeah, McManus just drilled that. I mean, that was never even up for question. Look how much he had this by. Goodness, they can just kick like crazy these days. I have both teams. Go Lions. Love the Lions, sir. Yes, sir. Go Lions, y'all. Gotta love the Lions. Lions setup here, man. This is pretty I got everything off Amazon, honestly. It was pretty inexpensive, really. I was happy about that. I didn't spend too much money on everything. Good, because I don't have too much money. Unless team kicking off the start OT scored the safety on receiving team's initial possession or time runs out during the first possession. If teams are tied after one possession each, next score wins the game. Game can end in a tie. Each team gets 2 timeouts. All replay reviews from New York. Did y'all win? We did. We beat the Browns today, 34-10. Oh, you live in Wisconsin? Nice, man. Been to 33 states. Wisconsin's one of them I haven't been to. Good to see everybody over on TikTok and YouTube. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Give me a follow if you enjoy it. We're going to overtime between the Cowboys and the Packers. Hope Dallas wins. Me too. I'm a Lions fan. We need Dallas to win. They had a shot, man. They had a shot. I just knew. I knew Green Bay. And whenever Pickens got in with 43 seconds left, I was like, Green Bay's going to take this thing down the field, get a field goal at least. At least they didn't get a touchdown, though. We still have life here. Cowboys have played pretty well tonight, except for their, I mean, both teams have just been horrendous on defense, though. Awful on defense, which really shocks me for the Packers because they looked so good against Detroit in week 1 on that side of the ball. It just has not been their night this time around. It's been way too easy for both teams. Really across the board. I mean, the thing that I've seen any team do well was Dallas was stopping the run early on, and they got gassed, I guess, because 'cause they're not doing it anymore. I'm a Lions fan, I hate to say, I want Dallas to win, though. Yeah, me too, my friend. That'd be crazy 2 weeks in a row we get a break from Dallas and Cleveland of all teams, you know? I mean, Cleveland's now 1 and 3, Dallas is 1 and 2 coming into this game, so be 2 games that Green Bay shouldn't have lost, that's for sure, but we will take it if it happens. 37-37. Who's getting the ball first here? Dak has his helmet on, Jordan Love does not, so I'm gonna assume Cowboys got the ball. Yep, I didn't pay attention to it. Clearly, I didn't pay attention to the coin flip. Hit that like button if you don't mind. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. You ain't lying, Larry. I love that quote. All right, here we go. Here's the kickoff. Caught at the 1. And Turpin looking for another good return. He gets it all the way out to the 43 this time. Turpin, the speed. A problem. Up. There's a flag. Just kidding. Man, that could have been huge. Start at the 43. McMahon is hurt on the tackle. It is holding on Dallas. James Houston had a pretty good day today, but makes some costly mistake there on special teams. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with McManus. He was injured a little bit on that. He may have to kick here in overtime, so that could be a big deal. We'll see. Dak's gonna work under center on this first possession of overtime. He's gonna get Javonte Williams, who will go forward to the 31-yard line. First down, Cowboys. Big run. Yes, sir, Larry. Nice run there. Cowboys have mostly been an air attack tonight, but good little hole here after breaking that first tackle. That was the big deal. First and 10 now from the 31-yard line. Javonte in the backfield again. They're gonna get it out to Pickens on the play. They basically scored a touchdown on earlier. A little bit shorter of a pass this time. Not as much doing this time around, maybe about 3 or 4 yards. Cowboys offense, 5 touchdowns scored in their last 6 possessions, 7 touchdowns in first 3 games. Wow. Yeah, they've come alive today for sure. 8:48 remaining in overtime. This is a little short 10-minute clock. Javonte takes the handoff on that one. Nothing doing. It's gonna be 3rd down and 5. First big test here for the Cowboys this overtime. I wish NFL would do college overtime rules. Yeah, me too. I have for a long time. Wish that. It just makes sense. This is on Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. Give me a follow if you haven't already. It's 37-37. Dallas and Green Bay knotted up and in overtime. Dallas at 3rd and 4 right now. Dak will work out a shotgun with Javonte to his left side. Pickens is at the top of his screen alone and 3 men on the right. Tolbert, Ferguson, Turpin. He's looking Pickens all the way, though, and he's got him. Caught at the 44 and goes out of bounds there. 1st down, Dallas. Here we go. Great throw, yes. He was looking Pickens all the way there. I think he liked the matchup. I think he was gonna die on that sword no matter what. Pretty good protection against Parsons. Let's see what happened on the back end here. Yeah, they just retreated. Corner retreated, went away from him. He saw it eventually that he was gonna go to Pickens, but it was too late. Pickens now 8 receptions, 134 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Look what he can do without CD Lamb in the lineup. Makes you wonder how valuable CD Lamb is or isn't. I'm just kidding, obviously. Little short catch right there, maybe 2 yards for the Cowboys. 7 minutes remaining here in overtime. They're talking field goal range right now. Obviously, Aubrey can kick it from a mile away, one of the best legs in the NFL, but Cowboys aren't thinking field goal right now, I'll tell you that. And they can't be thinking field goal because the Packers offense is on fire tonight. Both defenses haven't played well. You almost feel like you have to get a touchdown. Prescott's going to avoid the first line of defense under pressure and heave it out. Did he get his Oh, did he get his feet in? They're going to call it a catch. That's Tolbert with the nice grab. We'll see on the replay if he did indeed get his feet in. I thought that Dak was throwing that away, to be honest with you. I think he caught it. I think he caught it. And let's see. 1, barely in, 2 in. What a catch. What a grab, and Dak with the throw. I don't know if I mean, I'm sure he was just kinda trying to throw it at I don't think he was trying to throw it out of bounds, but I think he's putting it one of those kind of throws that it goes out of bounds, it goes out of bounds, but only my guy can catch it, and his guy caught it. Wilbur makes a heck of a play on it. Will they review it? Trade him, laugh out loud. What? Wait, trade who? I'm talking trade trade CD. That was a crazy catch, Larry. Crazy catch by Tolbert. Are they reviewing the play or what? Is that what we called a timeout for? Oh, man, he had Turpin again. He keeps missing Turpin today. He keeps missing Turpin. Y'all see him in the middle of the field just begging for the ball? Turpin's gotta be feeling some type of way today. Yeah, that's a grab right there, man. That is a heck of a catch. Let's see if the Cowboys can capitalize. Dak Prescott now with 319 yards on the day. 1st and goal. They're going to run it to Devontae. He's taken down pretty quickly out to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal up and coming. Lions Bills Super Bowl would be awesome. I'd love that. That would be fun. Appreciate the follow, Jay. Thanks for that. This is On Tap Sports, your virtual sports bar. 2nd and goal here, up and coming. The Cowboys, they should pass. Honestly, that's been their in the what's gotten them here so far. 2nd and goal from the 4. Dak's going to go under center. Pickens at the top of his screen. Tobin and Turbin to his right. He's looking Pickens all day. Doesn't go off of him. Parsons is finally going to get a hold of Dak. Finally gets a hold of Dak and gets to the line of scrimmage. It won't be a sack officially. Dak had no clue though. I think Dak was going to. Parsons may have saved a touchdown there, at least some good yardage. Yeah, I think touchdown saving tackle. If he doesn't make that, I think Dak's getting in. Beat Ferguson over the edge, and that's the first real impact play that Parsons has made today that I've noticed. He's been in on some pressures, but that was huge. That saved a touchdown. 3rd and goal. Huge down now. Dallas wants a touchdown here, obviously. Give it to Green Bay with a chance to win it with a touchdown, you could be in trouble. Dak, with time, throws it way too far and out of bounds. What was that? What was that? There was no pressure there. I don't understand the decision there. He did save a touchdown, says Larry. I agree. What was that? What why did Dak do that? He had time. And even if you get sacked there, Brandon Aubrey's gonna make that chip shot field goal. I don't know about throwing it away. He just threw the crap out of that ball. All right, 22-yard attempt for Brandon Aubrey. It is up and in. But man, I'm telling you, you're rooting for the Cowboys here. I don't have much faith at all that their defense is gonna stop Green Bay. I hope it does, but I don't have a lot of faith. Cowboys D needs to step up one time, just one time. I think the saving grace, the saving grace for Dallas here is that Jordan Love is that quarterback that does some things that's like, what are we doing here? He did it last week against Cleveland. We'll see if he does it again. I think that's what it's gonna take for Dallas to win this game because I don't know if they're gonna be able to stop Green Bay just on their own and naturally. Somebody was asking for a tie earlier. We might end up with that tie. Honestly, they go down and get the field goal. Fumble, laugh out loud. That'd be great. Little strip sack, we'll take it. He had one in the first half. Man, I don't know. It's getting more and more real that the Cowboys could win this game, and that'd just be so big for Detroit after starting 0-1 and losing a divisional game in the first week of the season to the team that they knew they were going to be in competition with to win the division. That'd be huge if they got back-to-back losses to Cleveland and Dallas, and we get wins over Cleveland, who we should win, and then beat Baltimore at their place. That'd be big, big turn of events. I'm glad that Dallas has even put themselves in this position because I didn't know if this was even going to be the case tonight. Dobbs with 3 touchdowns, Pickens with 2. You're one of fantasy owner of one of those guys. You're happy tonight. All right, 40-37. It's gonna be a touchback here. That's where the Packers will start from the 20 here. 4:40 remaining. Both timeouts and overtime that they're allotted. We could be going to bed in first place. Yes. We wake up a winner. I love it. We'll turn over from Jordan Love. That would be lovely. Lovely. I didn't even do that on purpose. I really didn't. 1st and 10. Dallas strikes first in overtime, 40-37. They get a field goal. Touchdown for the Packers would win it. In shotgun has Jacobs in the backfield with him. He's going to sling it out quickly to Wicks, and Wicks will go forward for about 2 yards. 2nd and 8 up and coming. 4:28. I'm trying to get used to these overtime rules. Like a touchdown does win it, right? I know they change things all the time. Touchdown does win it, but do they really only have 4:17 remaining? What do they do in overtime if the first team has a 10-minute possession? It's rare, but All right, touchdown wins it. Love under pressure, has to sling it in the dirt. 3rd down and 6 up and coming. They're throwing a flag. Are they gonna call, like, a holding on the defense? Because 'Cause they're not calling intentional ground, and his receiver was right there. Come on, ref. Make a call. Ineligible player downfield is the call. There we go. They'll decline the penalty, though. So we're 3rd and 6. Come on. Come on, Cowboys. Words I never thought I'd utter. Yeah, good defense there. Haven't said that much tonight either. 3rd and 6. Love out there in shotgun, and somebody's calling a timeout. Man, this game has dragged. It's already midnight. Goodness. It's midnight in Montgomery. All right, we're going to timeout, 40-37. Cowboys with the lead in overtime. They scored a field goal on the first drive. Packers down to a 3rd and 6. They'll obviously go for it if it goes down to 4th down. They have to. All right, Love in shotgun again. Take us back there with him. Takes the snap. Throws deep. What's going to happen here? Wicks can't come down with it. Are they going to call interference? It was a little handsy, but no flags are out on the field. No laundry. 4th and 6. Man, they went for it. Wicks had a shot there. See if I would have called a flag. I like the no call. I mean, the only person that was handy more than anyone else was Wicks. They don't call pass interference on the offense. Here we go. Game's on the line, says Larry. I know Larry's ahead of me, so I'm going to look this way. Make my little call. They're going to call timeout again. Green Bay uses a timeout this time. Man, they are trying to. I'm old, y'all. I'm 38. I got to get to bed. Come on with it. They dragging this thing down. I'm 48, says Larry. He's about. I mean, it's a good game. So I'm awake enough. I'm awake enough. This makes me happy I didn't do the 1 o'clock game. So I did a 4 o'clock, 4:25 game, and I didn't do the 1 o'clock game. I'd have been exhausted. All right, here we go. Comes down to this 4th and 6. Off tomorrow. That's awesome. I was hoping so with the drinking. Not that I would care about that. Love has his man. Did he drop it? Nope, he got it. Golden caught it. I thought he bobbled it for a second there. The rookie comes down with a clutch catch. Jordan Love steps up in the pocket, finds Golden in the middle of the field. Man, oh man. Dang it. Had it. Had him down to a 4th and 6. All right, 1st and 10 now, 3:19 remaining. Packers out at the 38-yard line. They'll send Golden, the guy who just made the clutch catch, in motion. They'll hand it off left side to Wilson, who has a pretty nice night today in place of Jacobs whenever he's needed it. Wilson's run hard. He'll gain 8 on that, 2nd and 2 here. Jacobs wanting back in the game, it looks like. Man, oh man. Come on, Cowboys. I mean, at least bring this to a tie. Don't you dare lose. 2nd and 1, actually, not 2nd and 2. Golden in motion again. Love's gonna hand it off to Wilson. Wilson's got a seam out to the 40-yard line, dragging players. 1st down, Green Bay in Dallas territory. Man, defense of Dallas is just dreadful. Anytime they've had a chance to try to get a stop. I mean, has either team been stopped in the second half? I guess holding them to a, field goal is a stop. 2-minute warning of overtime. I'm gonna look at that. Let's see. Since the second half, oh, Dallas did punt the first possession. Then it's been touchdown, 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 field goal, field goal. Crazy, man. Just no defense here in the second half. No defense. It was, 16-13 at the half. Crazy. It's definitely brutal. I mean, what are we doing? It's just, I don't know. What are the stat lines on this thing? It's 6 straight touchdowns we had in this game. Nobody's really going crazy. Outside I mean, Pickens has the 8 receptions for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that's huge. And Dobbs has the 3 touchdowns, but really yardage-wise, it's been spread out pretty good. Quarterbacks have, Jordan Love is 27 for 38, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dax is pretty much similar, 31 for 40, 319, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So they have had very, very similar games, and both have managed not to make the play that cost their team. It's definitely brutal. I couldn't imagine being Cowboy fans. This would not be fun. This would not be fun to me. These are one of those kind of games where I'm like, you know what? I don't even care if we win anymore. Good lord, we ain't doing anything anyways. 1st and 10. Packers at the Cowboys 40 with 2 minutes left. They have 1 timeout remaining. Wilson's in the game still. They've been choosing Wilson this drive over Jacobs for whatever reason. He finds Wicks, does Love, out to the 25, gain of 15. That middle of the field has just been open there all night for both teams, really. Like I said, I just have no faith in the Cowboys stopping them here. They're gonna need a Jordan Love. They're gonna need one play where somebody gets kind of pressure on him and he makes a mistake. I don't think the Packers are gonna settle for a field goal. 1st and 10 from the 25. 1:17 remaining, 1 timeout left. Wilson remains in the game. Love will find Dobbs again over the middle. They say 6. I thought it was about 7. Either way, it's 2nd down and short for the Packers, and the Cowboys cannot find an answer. 57 seconds remaining. Dobbs now with 6 receptions, 58 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Love hands it off to Wilson. Wilson, as a whole, finds it, gets to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10. With 42 seconds, are they gonna call a timeout here? Bunch of millionaires can't get a stop, Jerry's thinking. Yeah, no joke. He's like, "All this money I pay for what?" Oh, that could have been the play, man. Diggs made a break on that. If he'd have got a little bit more of a split second, he could have picked that off and gone to the house. As it stands, he tackles Golden in the backfield. Watch this play again. Diggs reads the play. He knows it. And if he gets a little bit better of a jump, man, he could have picked that off. Ended the game. That was the mistake that we may have been waiting for Love. A lot of bad could have happened on that one. That's another thing with Dallas tonight. They've made it pretty easy for Love just, getting a lot of just these little flip out screens and everything else, and everything over the middle. It's just been simple. Hasn't had to make the difficult throw so far much today. All you need in this kind of game is one play, man. One play. Make a play. Who's it gonna be? Gonna be Green Bay's offense or Dallas's defense that does that? Second and 13. Love under pressure, flips it off to Wilson, who loses a yard. So it'll be third down and long. Dallas have another 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. What are they doing? 6, 5, 4. This could be it. Incomplete. 1 second. That was risky. Terrible clock management by Green Bay. Man, I really wish they would have knocked that last second off. LaFleur has questions for Love. What are we doing? I just thought they should have just spiked it and settled for the tie. That was wild. Man, I really thought that 1 second might have been. Let's watch it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh man. All right. Field goal for the tie. And he will make it. That's anticlimactic. McManus is not 100%. He was grimacing off that. So something really is wrong with his back or what have you. But he has enough in him to make the field goal. And we're going to end in a tie in the rematch or in the matchup between Dak and Michael Parsons. Man, these little 10-minute overtimes are kind of crazy. Had a great evening. Good night, my friend. We're number one. Yes, sir. We are actually. Good point. Larry, thanks again, man. Really appreciate you. Hope to see you again soon. Take care and enjoy your day off, okay? Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Cowboys and Packers tie of all things. I'm still like kind of in shock. It's like, what, I don't know. I just kind of thought Green Bay was going to finish it there. But they're unable to. They'll go to 2-1. Dallas will be 1-2-1. Nobody wins. It's all a tie. What is life? I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Give me a follow. I'm going to close out here on TikTok. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you on Thursday. And YouTube, we'll see you on Thursday. Y'all take care. Appreciate you. This is On Tap Sports. New score, Gami. Oh, nice. Nice, Nathan. Take care.